Alright, stream is started, and we're going to be doing audio checks for a little bit. Game will
Oh
start
God, I hope I
in
don't say
10
anything terrible.
minutes. Alright, stream is... Mute that for me.
Ew, why is Toll the Dead? I don't even have Toll the Dead anymore. Get this shit out of here.
Rains of Vitrium. Get into the roll 20.
Get that shiz out of here.
Get it out of here.
Yeah, funnily enough, I only have one healing spell prepared out of my 5, 6 healing spells.
Ah, you're a terrible cleric.
Hey,
My
it's
God,
healing
how
word.
dare you
He's
choose
cleric, he's
not
supposed to be.
to prepare healing spells as a cleric? You're playing the class wrong.
I'm a wizard and I have the same as many healing spells prepared as the cleric.
Hey, do you have counterspell though?
Move
Do
over
you?
this.
No. That's none of my.
Normally I
spell
would take
directory.
counterspell, but I have so many as a necromancer, so many third levels are required that I can't
Third
make
levels that you-
room.
I mean,
third
I'm a
levels that
samurai
you
and I
never
have
use.
healing spells prepared as the cleric does.
Here's how I see things. Normally, I just make them roll really poorly on their attempt to try and counterspell me. Or I just force the save. Because I bend fate.
Yay.
Yep.
Or
I just make sure people know. I just make sure no one dies.
or even better than
Ah,
all
yes,
of that.
that D4, the D4 healing, boy. Oof, yum.
Well,
Hey.
Count,
I mean, the flexibility of healing word is amazing.
It is.
Speaking of
counter
which,
crit.
hey, my good man, Vaylin, would you be so kind as to check my check the stream audio, see how well it's
Sure
doing?
thing.
Microphone checker 1, 2.
Input volume. What's it? Output. I'll do output volume a little bit because I don't know what that means. And input is like that. Okay, we're good.
Just gonna gently consume a bit of nutrients while I.
Hi.
Big yawn. You tired?
Oh, constantly.
All right. Hey, Soren, while Valen is doing audio setup, I want you to say a thing.
A thing. Hi, how's it going?
Uh-huh. And now, Agathar, you next.
I am saying words. So many words. I have so much to say.
All right, then. Vox, you next.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
Okay, fair enough.
I have to really hold myself.
Now, where... and Garlic, why don't you go ahead and give us some words as well?
Oh crap! I had a bit, but now it's gone. So I'm just gonna be
You're
talking
welcome.
normally.
I'm too strong for you.
It overpowered
itself
my
can be the
thoughts.
That itself could be.
The words
It's true.
echoed throughout your mind and just shuffled down further in, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're just like, ah!
Anything's a bit if you try hard enough.
Alright, let's
Is
see.
this better,
Shad
Valen?
good, Valen good, Agathar good, Percy good. Turn Soren up by hair. Hey, Soren, speak some more real quick.
Yeah, I didn't really have a bit prepared for this, so I'm just gonna start babbling.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, have you ever heard of War and Peace? Let me tell you the entire story right now.
Okay, although I think a better bit for you to do would maybe be like the what's the word? The B-movie script.
Oh God.
Let's see.
Okay, let me
Garlic's
pull
good.
it up right now. I'll get started.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop
Stop
coming,
coming and they don't stop coming.
and they don't
What?
stop.
You know what I like? There's another one I like better. Is This Is Garnet. This is Garnet. This is Garnet.
I've never heard that one.
This is Garnet.
I have heard that
This
one.
is
It's
Garnet.
great.
I
This is
haven't heard that one.
Garnet.
This is Garnet. This is Garnet. This is Garnet. That's all it is, Aggie. Just that.
Literally, just what's going on in Agathar's mind is literally just you better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch
Soren's
out.
good.
You better watch out.
All right then.
I
All
am
right
pushed a little bit
then.
back from my desk though, because I'm gonna make room for my food.
Let's do
It
this.
is almost gone though,
Alright.
because they chinced on the chicken fingers.
You have to have sustenance.
I
So
wanna
it's
ask-
just waiting on Renswa.
How's Pokemon going, Aggie? How far are you?
I'm a little further. Not as far to catch any of your hands, which I don't know.
I'm taking a pretty long break at the moment, but I'm in the end game. I have my team. I just need to finish leveling them up and do some training, but I've pretty much gotten them where they need to be.
Yeah, I'm tracking down the water gym right now, but I might have to do some grinding because like 99% of my team is weak to water. So
here's the thing. I remember I left one of the water gym and the dark Team Star group were like some of the last things I did, and I was so over leveled for it. I was like, why was I worried about this?
yeah, someone laid out like you should theoretically do these ones in order, and so I started following that. So I was kind of on pace, if not a little over leveled.
Oh, I went the wrong way, bud. I went all the way around. I started struggling. But my all ghost team is all right.
Nice.
I
was doing like all fire.
I know you guys
But,
talking about struggling. I aced every gym that I went to.
Well,
Yeah,
I
ours
over
is
leveled for
special.
one.
Shad spent the first 10 hours of the game in the first zone leveling up his pig.
Oh god. I just picked up a Clauncher. So my team right now is Vespiquen, Cloth, Clauncher, Arcanine, Larvesta, and Crocolore, or Doug.
Let's see here. I have a Cerule Edge. I have a Rotom Wash.
Nice.
I have... What are my other mods? I've got my Gengar, of course.
Of course. You got it.
If you're got a ghost team, Gengar's got to be on it.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got my Fluttermane, which is the weird paradox, old-timey, mischievous. And I have my Tomb Chomp or Tombstone.
Oh, nice.
That one. My goodest boy.
The the undead dog one.
Yes.
Do you know the
Yes, I know. I know his special move. He's typically going to be my last Pokemon out.
You could like that bonus doesn't stop stacking, by the way.
It does. Well, I mean, it does because you can only have so many Pokemon.
Someone like full on broke the fucking move, so you could dish out like you can have your Pokemon faint 100 times and max out the damage at like over 5,000.
Oh well, I mean, it's not hard to break Pokemon for real.
Oh, for sure, but I think that's hysterical.
So I don't think there's a Pokemon in the game that's got more than 300. Honestly, once you got to a level 100, you really just need to faint the first 5.
Yeah.
But when you are feeling up to it, I will battle you.
Yeah,
I'll be the ghost gym leader you really wanted because the rhyming one was not. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I am not at the ghost gym yet.
Okay, I won't say more.
Yeah. What's the? Oh, it's a Weasel. I don't want a Weasel.
No one wants the Trump Pokemon.
I have a Floatzel, but like it's just not very good. Oh, that's a Gyarados. I'm staying away from that.
All right, now all we're waiting on is Shy to arrive.
I took full advantage of the item multiplication glitch when I had it, just for like items that were stupidly hard to get, like the ability patches that you can only get from tier 6 raids, and they're rare. And I'm like, I don't wanna. What?
Everyone, Mass Pink Shy Knight.
Oh boy.
They probably drive and Shad.
Yeah,
Distract the driver.
Oh god, no. Agathar, no.
Agathar, yes!
Agathar,
Agathar,
yes.
I'm distracted driving.
Oh no. The real reason Percy won't let Agathar into the cart.
You text while you drive. I don't.
Okay. Me, oh my. Waiting for our last player to arrive. I suppose I can give them another 5 minutes before I actually just start game.
Benevolent Shad.
It'll give me time to consume nutrients.
What kind of nutrients?
Rice and chicken.
That's actually kind of awesome. I approve.
Probably better than what I had.
What did you have, Soren?
I had chicken fingers and corn nuggets.
That's awesome.
It is.
We called popcorn chicken in my house chicken things.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Yeah, Doris accidentally called them chicken things, and now I won't let her live it down. So that's what they're always going to
It's a
be
good
called.
option.
I think it's fucking
It's
hilarious.
a great name for it.
Hey, hon, you want some chicken things? Yeah, I think I want some chicken things. Chicken teriyaki tonight. Yeah.
Like eventually it's gonna get to the point where it's like, hey, you wanna make some chicken things? I will fucking kill you.
Yeah, chicken. Ow.
Aliens Fireteam Elite's got a 36 gig update coming in.
My God.
Why is it
It's
that big?
unholy.
And no one jumped onto that comment with a "that's what she said." I'm
That's
disappointed.
too
in all.
obvious.
I have a mouthful. That's what she said.
Oh no!
Ah!
Stream is rated M.
Come on, guys, get the banter going.
I got
I'm very
nothing.
boring. Shad.
We're missing our Rensoir.
Today's just been a boring day on my end from work.
What's the deal with airline food?
What airline food? They don't even serve peanuts anymore.
So if you get really, really high, does that also count as airline food?
Yes.
The airline MREs.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, how about the weather?
It's cold.
It warmed
All right,
up
then.
here, which is good because our heater still doesn't work.
It's been foggy all day, and I've never seen that before.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, then.
Yes.
Someone hit me with the ray gun recap. Let's go for it.
Shit happened.
Percy was amazing.
Actually, but first, you know what? Character introductions. Agathar, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I play Agathar, the Necromancer. He is in danger constantly,
Always.
either by third parties or by his own mistakes.
Don't worry about him. You'll be fine.
Don't worry about it.
Next up, Maxwell, who hasn't been here with us for a little bit, is here this week. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
True. I'm Garlic Pea Bread. The P stands for Poggers. I
No, it
have not been
doesn't.
here for You do not get to decide my middle name.
Okay.
Dad. I've not been here for 2 weeks yet. I play an Inumashi. That means dog folk. Inumashi rogue/fighter who has been charged with not so much supervising but aiding the party in an investigation.
All right then. Next up, Percival.
Hello, I am Percival Himura Hemlock. I play the group's ornery wizard, and I am the danger Agathar talks about.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Soren.
Hello, I'm Soren. A rabbit folk samurai that's who's looking for his parents. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Looking for my mom and dad.
Next up, Valen.
Hello, Valen. I'm the group's cleric.
And murder hobo.
Not there yet.
Slippery slope.
Very slippery slope.
He's just a murderer.
He has to successfully kill something first.
Oh.
Oh, oh, oh,
Damn, already starting out.
the savagery.
know.
All right
And you
then.
obviously forget about the time where he gave vulnerability and then crit his guiding bolt. That was a one shot right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We could all step on ants.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Here I am trying to help. Anyways,
The ghost of the travelers.
And our missing player is a Harangon or rabbit folk spore druid monk, and they should be here shortly. I hope.
Maybe.
Staring
I
at
did
them.
not call them Araktali.
Pushed him.
Whatever they're called.
Pushed the game 30 minutes back. Still arrives late. Ugh.
Yeah,
But still,
they
who
left
wants
it
to
me
settle us
hard.
in with that? Who wants to settle us in with that ray gun recap? Go for it.
I came in late last week, so I should not.
I could probably, but I don't know if I remember everything.
I'm sure the other players can pick it up for you. Go ahead.
All right. I'll give it a try. Why not? Last session started where the previous session ended, where the four characters, Sans, Agathar, and his unwanted love interest, staring down what must have been a pretty big political faux pas in the middle of town, where Grandma Snakeums was having an argument with, I want to say, the Imperium of Man, Blue Man group. There was some arguments, some flexing. There's now a big dome, like The Simpsons, over the town. And Percival took it upon herself to be enterprising as we went to the bar with no name to make some plans. Agathar showed up with her, he, them, significant other, who no longer has a mother.
Or a father.
There was some tension. Percival stoked the flames by telling Rensois that the girl was definitely had some intentions with her son. Percival was just all around ornery.
When is she not?
Valen was there. Soren was also present. We decided that we were going to renegotiate, so we went to the after a short, we decided to renegotiate our terms after a short interrogation of Agathar's new squeeze, which came up with some, I don't know how to name things.
Veronica is her name.
Squeeze is her name.
Dang.
We squeezed for some information. Didn't learn a whole lot of new stuff. Maybe a little bit. We went to the police station, renegotiated our terms, essentially got ourselves out of having to, watch a bunch of kids run around and try and sell weed.
Weed laced with meth.
Whatever the
variety
kids
other.
are doing these days.
We call that a party favor.
Right. We left off with returning to the bar with no name and Agathar having some kind of run-in with some kind of person who's coming after Squeezy. And he decidedly made a poor choice by entering a room that had an individual that Percival doesn't like. And now he's in trouble.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge
Alright,
when we get
then.
there.
That's about what I remember.
We
If
will
I missed
pick.
anything, please fill in blanks.
All right then.
That's about it.
Get you your inspiration,
You
and
can't give me something I already have.
good.
I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we'll take it.
All right. You should have added something
I
to
choose
it.
I choose who gets it. Can I turn it in for monetary value?
No, you can.
That honestly sounds on par.
Yeah, I'll give it to Aggie. He seems like the person who needs to roll dice more often than not.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm still rolling at disadvantage.
What?
because he has
No.
permanent disadvantage.
Right now, I just can't fucking rest.
Anyway, but yeah, we will start with Agathar then. So Agathar, you knock on the door of a Miss Eloise.
Yeah,
And
well, we're actually like hanging outside the window.
It was a window, and now there is a angry bird flying away, cawing into the. Well, not really cawing.
Oh, so you did not go into the building? You just knocked on the out. You
No, we're
climbed
on
around
the-
the outside. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're on the roof.
That makes this even more awkward. So you knock on
Yeah,
the window,
exactly.
and like you hear footfalls from inside, just little pit pat, and the blinds get pulled apart, and you see a very short, blue-skinned halfling woman with these blue eyes and this large witches-style hat on their head, and these robes. And she kind of like looks up at you and cocks her head
He
to
gets
the
a
right.
nervous. He gets a very nervous-looking smile and a wave.
She looks at you for a minute. Her eyes just narrow. And she just points at you. And you hear a whisper in your ear. You know, I'm not really in the mood for visitors. What are you doing here?
Oh, sorry, something came up. I'm starting to reconsider some choices. Sorry if I disturb you. I can figure something out.
She
Actual
just-
assassin is slowly creeping up on him.
You see her just sigh. And just kind of like walk back into the room. And then kind of like walk back into view with a stool. Just like, walking over to the window. Sets the stool down. Tip, tap, tip, tap, tip, tap. Reaches up just like... And opens the window.
Oh, I could have made stand. You know what? Never mind.
She just looks
hi.
at you. She doesn't let you in. She's just staring at you.
Yeah. Hi. It.
What's troubling you?
My friend here. There's someone else on me on the roof. We're kind of in a situation. Would you? Is it? I don't want to trouble you. But would it be okay if you maybe could watch my friend for like a minute while I change rooms? I'll try to make it up to you. Things are kind of crazy right now, and sitting on top of the roof is a little.
I can imagine. All right, I'll come on in. And she kind of like stands to the left, and you can now
Yeah.
enter.
Cool. Agathar skitters inside.
Veronica follows very quickly behind, just whoop, tonk. Eloise closes the windows and looks back. So, Hello. Uh,
Hi.
would either of you like some tea?
Uh, I would love some tea, but I'm just gonna take care of this real quick, and then I'll be out of your hair. I appreciate it though. And he
No,
kind
no, no. There's no need. You may sit right over there. She points to a corner of the room.
of, I mean, uh,
You're clearly
are
on the
you?
run. She pit pat down the stool and makes her way over to the corner of the room. Now, the room itself is it's a tavern room. It's fairly nondescript, but this particular room has a normal bed with a tea set in the corner of the room, a few various herbs and plants kind of like along the wall on one end, and a couple dream catchers and other effigies kind of like hanging from the ceiling itself. You spot four other effigies of humanoidish description and two dream catchers. But making her way over to a tea set, she kind of like very quickly begins to heat up a pot of tea.
Do I? I mean, definitely, I recognize the dream catchers. Do I recognize the effigies? Are they
Uh,
like of any like religious connotations or?
hmm. Roll me an Arcana check.
26.
Oh
Pretty
wow.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Pretty
Hey,
good. Knock on
it's
wood.
pretty good.
So you note that the um, the effigies are not so much just random effigies. They appear to be effigies that are in the same general shape and appearance of individuals. Two of which you've met. One of them looks a lot like Lana, and the other one looks a lot like Chucky. The other two, one of them is reminiscent of a tabaxi with a kind of like shadowed appearance to their form and a couple swords at their belt. And the fourth one is of a robed figure that you can see two more ears kind of like poking out the corners of.
Okay. Um. Weird. Okay. In that moment, would would I recognize like connections of effigies and like voodoo dolls or something?
With that Arcana check, I will give it to you. These are sort of like wellness dolls of a description. They are there specifically to tell the wielder of them how well the person is, or what, or if they're any danger, or if they're being hurt. They are
Oh, okay.
symbolically there to kind of like keep track of people.
But not in like I'm sort of tracking you in a sense. It's like how are you feeling? Like how's your health? Are you being stabbed? Where are you being stabbed?
With that have an Arcana check, it's both.
Both. Okay.
So if she wished to, she could theoretically take one of these effigies and use it to locate the person she's looking for. But all of them
Okay.
primarily are used for, oh, is this person still alive? Or are they badly
Gotcha.
hurt?
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay, take some of that. Okay, Agathar will look at Eloise. I really should be in here as long as I should.
No. Look, if you're on the run from someone, or if someone scared you out of your room, then there's no guarantee that they won't be downstairs waiting for you.
I have I could change my appearance. Not like an illusion based. It's the alter self.
And what's to
I could
stop
just come.
someone from using certain magics to see through a disguise?
I guess.
If they expect a movement, then they're going to. If they expect you to move, then they're going to be down there. This is why it'd be better if you have me or one of my cohorts do it instead.
There. I already, maybe sort of already kind of called up Lana.
Hmm. Lana, of course.
Lana, sorry.
Yeah, she will be fine.
He's looking.
You see her kind of like look up at the effigies, and as you kind of like follow her gaze up, you see that Lana's kind of like twitches a little bit. Before she takes her focus. Before Eloise takes her focus off the effigies and looks back to you. Alright then. So, would you care to tell me what happened? She says she takes this teapot, pours a couple glasses, sits to the side, gets a couple spoons, bloop bloop into the tea, and offers a, tea cup to each of you with a small little tray of sugar cubes.
I'll take the tray, kind of shaking a little bit, but it's like, it's like, well, there is an individual. Yeah, there's an individual that was looking for my friend here, Veronica. This is Eloise. Eloise, this is Veronica.
Hi, hi, Veronica. I mean, that's my name. Hi, Eloise. Good evening to you too.
So this individual who's he's a very bad man, is looking for her. So, yeah, and we're waiting to get her. God, Percy's gonna kill me.
And why is Percival going to kill you?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. She hates you. I'm not like talking like a normal dislike. Like, she hates you.
She is just going to give a gentle smile and say, she feels how she will feel about me. I cannot control that, and neither can you.
Very right, but I'm gonna get an earful.
You will, but you'll be safe when doing so, and I'm sure she will appreciate that even more. Please, drink some tea.
Hope so.
Calm yourself. Do you partake?
Right. I think because he essentially just watched her pour that tea. I think he will like take a little sip, but like definitely go back to his training of like very little, enough to in his mouth. He's not gonna swallow it to check for poison. I mean, just routine Mel training.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Yes, the paranoia training.
Yep, paranoia training. Listen, Mama raised him right.
No. No, she didn't.
Mama raised him with sufficient
Okay,
Stockholm syndrome.
Advantage spell. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I would get advantage on this. That's okay. Nature check.
Remember, dearie, a paranoid child is a living child.
Exactly. 16.
16. You are kind of like
Never trust
swirling this
anyone.
tea around in your mouth. It's not poisoned, that you can tell at the very least. There's no numbness of the tongue. There's no slight burning sensation. There's no aftertaste. There's no after scent of almonds, so to say. And however, kind of like swishing it in your mouth a bit, you feel a bit more calm than before. And you can kind of like identify that there's like a very particular root in this tea, or that was used in the making of this tea, that's used to help calm nerves, so to speak.
Gotcha. Okay. So he will swallow the sip, and then kind of gingerly.
It's very good tea. It has like this it tastes like Earl Grey with like a little bit of like a chamomile aftertaste to it.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah,
And it is
he'll.
very warm, very hot. Like it's not like burning your tongue hot. It's that nice middle of the road warmth that you would love to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. He'll drink the little sip, and then he'll just kind of go for another round, and then he'll
Alright.
yeah. So
You sip your tea and you drink. Hold on.
Yeah.
And as you drink your tea, Percival,
Mm-hmm.
you get a sending spell.
Do I now?
Yes.
Well, who sends me a sending spell, Shad?
Your good old friend Eloise.
oh boy.
I'm already aware of where Agathar is, and I'm like at any given moment, Percival is running at you at Mach 12.
Just goes into a dead sprint.
No, it's more like it's like the camera is focused on Percival's face, and it's like that is unmoving with the rest of her. It's moving with like a march, and everyone else is just getting the fuck out of the way.
Eloise ratting Agathar out.
More or
She,
less. Well, I mean, he didn't.
yeah.
She didn't have to. Smudge
Yeah, she
did
didn't
that.
have to. Yeah.
She's
Smudge is a snitch.
Percival is doing the cop from Cloudy with a Chance run, just like,
No, this is a methodical march, not a run.
all right.
But yes, what does she have to say to me?
Evening, Percival. Agathar came to me to avoid a person of interest. Him and Veronica are currently in my room. Please pick them up
Knock, knock, knock.
when you can.
Is it? They hear a knock on the door before she could finish the spell.
I mean, like, this is an instantaneous effect. Like, the
Yeah.
spell is sent, and then, like, probably a minute or two
Yeah.
later, knock, knock, knock.
No, I was already on my way here. And all this proceeding happened while I was fully aware of where he was.
The door opens, and first of all, you're standing there. I'd imagine.
Yeah, Percy's standing in the doorway. Eloise, obviously sitting where they are, as you just see.
Oh, she's not sitting, she's standing.
Why is she standing? I thought they were sipping tea.
I mean, you can sip tea and stand.
I suppose. You just see like eyes, like from the door opens and there's no looking or changing position. Her eyes are already on Agathar as the door is opened.
I was not expecting Percival to show up, so like the little knock knock, he almost like coughed up his tea.
And you just see like hopping on her hat is Smudge snapping their beak, clack 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 clack.
Eloise kind of like looks to you and just kind of gives you a small nod. Would you care for some tea?
No.
That is your choice. Would you mind stepping in?
It's like silence. As her eyes are off of Agathar. What are you doing in here?
I explained earlier.
I want to know why he is here, not why you think he's here.
Fair enough. Although,
Daisy.
first of all, in the consideration of maintaining privacy in this conversation, would you kindly step into the room and close the door behind you?
I look behind, like smudge bounces to the back of my hat. Is there anyone around?
There's no one that you can see.
What do I have? For spells.
You don't have see invisibility.
I don't need it. She crooks her neck, and with a flick of her wrist, she just detect thoughts. Is there anyone behind me?
Does detect thoughts specify you have to see the creature, or does it just say that any creature
No.
within an area?
Within an area, I can focus on them and hear their thoughts vaguely.
All right. And that area is 30 feet?
Let's see here. 30 feet.
30 feet.
So like
Then you would hear a collection of thoughts from below. Various individuals making their way in and out of the bar, kind of like eating, carousing, however you so desire. And you don't hear any thoughts directed upwards, or any thoughts from like the stairwell or the hallway, but you, more than anyone else, would know that that's not exactly indicative of someone being there.
There's no one there.
Eloise is just gonna give a nod, if that's your belief.
If I'm to assume that every brigand and spy has every precaution under the sun, then I have become an insane woman by now.
And that's just as well.
She looks back to Agathar. Do you intend to sit there and sip tea, or are you coming with me?
Yeah, I'm coming. It's, he downs the tea and then sets it on the chair. Thank you for the tea, Eloise, and sheltering.
welcome. Do you still want me to shelter her, or do you want her to go downstairs with you?
Probably best maybe if Veronica, it's up to you if you're comfortable hanging around.
Veronica just kind of like shakes her head. I don't want to go downstairs.
Yeah, no, good call. Yeah, well, once we decide and make our move, I'll come back to collect you, okay?
She nods.
And if something happens here, and if something happens, just talk to the mole. And Doug is suddenly right next to Veronica.
She
kind
can
of like
talk
looks
to
at
you. It wouldn't be difficult for her to whisper in your ear, despite my queries against it.
They'll be alright. They'll just an immediate thing. Good. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. hers past the door.
She shuts the door. Walks past Agathar down the steps.
Agathar will follow. In the back of his head, it's like, maybe I should have changed out of the school uniform. Oh, it's too late.
Ah, yes. I am scanning the room for thoughts and anything like that seem out of place.
All right. As you kind of like make your way downstairs, you don't hear any thoughts that are outside the normal. Although there is one thing you note in like the corner of the bar as you kind of like approach towards where you would be in sight, and you, instead of getting a clear line of thought like you would, or like surface level thoughts from other people, you instead get a series of questions, a litany of them, said in a rhythmic fashion.
Like they're singing to themselves, but it's a question.
Yes, like they're singing to themselves a song of questions.
Who do I side eye and get the face of for that?
Give me just a second.
Well, that's right. I'm not a bunny anymore.
And who are you? The proud
When-
lord said that I must bow so low. And you kind of like look around downstairs and you note a figure in a corner, but you can't make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw, you say?
Yes.
Do I get an idea of the power of this effect as it hits me?
That's what this is for.
All right. 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Your eyes pass over a figure in the corner, and you don't remember what they looked like.
Traveler. She says with a sneer under her breath.
I immediately look where she was looking.
You peeking out?
I mean, we're going. Are we going on? Are we like? Is Percival going downstairs?
All right.
Yeah, I wandered down the steps.
You peeking around the corner as well, there, Agathar?
Since I'm out of view of the downstairs right now.
You are currently out of view, but if you want to be in view, you'll have to be in view if you want to peek.
I send a message to Percival, not stepping. Hearing her mutter that, I stop immediately before going downstairs, and I use a message, and I just like, you say traveler? What's he wearing?
I could tell you, but I wouldn't remember.
Oh no, you remember his outfit. Just some robes. You know, they seem like this very deep purple with a tracing of pale green, but you just can't remember their face.
Violet and
Smoke on the wall.
seafoam.
Is that the same color?
Yep.
Agathar takes a step back. Shit, that's him. That was the guy that knocked at our door. He's looking for Veronica. He's a manager.
I look around the bar. Is there anyone here who looks to be guard?
Well, you kind of like look around and the door opens to reveal a Maxwell who linked up with the party as they were running to chase your ass. Valen, Soren,
Okay.
and Rensois. As the four of you re-enter the bar with your name, having chased Percival in her dead sprint towards the bar.
March. But yeah, she pulls a slip of paper from her book that she, like some blank or well-traveled piece of paper she uses as a bookmark or something like that. Prestidigitates the page and then just kind of like I'm very short compared to this Unamashi man, so I just kind of like plap it against his gut because I can't reach much higher than that.
Oh, hi again. What's
Yes.
this?
It's for reading. What do you think?
Fair enough. He'll like kind of grab it off
Around
his
this point in
gut,
time,
like kind of having trouble, and then just read it.
At this point in time, as your spell fails or as your spell falls off a little bit or falls off, the final few questions you hear are, "Oh, who is this? Oh, what is this? Whom shall I speak to next?"
Okay. So the sheet basically describes the robed individual, violet seafoam robe, involved with attempting to tamper with an individual attached to the case. Do something about it. She goes to the bar and orders something to drink.
Do your job.
I mean, yeah, sure. And he'll take it, kind of like carefully fold it up, slip it away into a pouch before taking himself and his cane up to approaching the man,
I'm
not
gonna need you to make me a
threateningly,
wisdom
but
saving throw.
sure.
What's your wisdom?
I have a +3 to this throw.
I could help, but well, just roll.
Yeah.
I will say you have advantage.
Tink.
Hey,
Natural
Ooh.
20, nice.
that's pretty good.
Hey.
You with
That's
Percival's description, it takes you a couple passes to locate the person, but once you locate them, you kind of are able to locate them and you stare at them for a little bit, and you feel a small mental block fall away, and you can actually see their face.
He's got buck teeth, acne. He's like, oh, geez, it wasn't a matter of him being an assassin. He's got a butterface.
He is very simply put a average human, as far as I could describe, with a
average human man.
yeah,
They're not average at all in this world.
average
he'll-
human. We're gonna say he has blue eyes and fairly palish skin, and these dark curls of hair kind of like peeking out from beneath his hood. And when you kind of like are able to lock eyes with him, you see him give a small smile and just lift his drink up in like a bit of a toast to you before drinking it himself.
Yeah, he'll walk over to the man, kind of absentmindedly thumbing at his badge. Kind of like a loose cut of cloth, like moving it out of the way so it's fully visible and apparent. And he'll get within like reasonable speaking distance and like, sir, I've had complaints and like kind of like rolling out his shoulder. It seems tight. I'm gonna need you to come with me for a little while. Is that agreeable?
And why would I have to come with you? What have I done? Oh, sorry. And why would I have to come with you? What have I done? He says, leaning
well-
back in his seat, sipping on his drink a bit, just looking at you.
Well, I've had complaints from... He, like, kind of measures his words for a moment, like, how exactly is my relationship with the scary halfling lady?
The scary halfling lady. I mean, at this point, from what I've heard you say, you pretty much have a sort of I don't want to mess with that sort of feeling.
You have more respect with her
He's
than
going
Agathar does
to.
at this point.
My respected business associate.
He's just gonna say, so, you're gonna come over to me and try and kick me out off the word of one woman whose expression looks like she could curdle milk.
Looks
Wow.
like, huh? No, I could if I wished.
I didn't
I
say
also
any-
don't say that. I'm at the bar drinking.
I didn't say anything about kicking you out. I just want questions and a log and, all the red tape.
Oh, so you're here to ask me questions? Sure. By all means, take a seat and ask your questions.
He resists the intense urge to rub his temples, and he takes a heavy, sit down.
You like bothering you?
More or less. For a
Old
while
injury?
now. 20 years?
Hmm.
So yeah.
You know, I'm a bit of a doctor myself. If you'd like, I could help you out with that.
He measures up the traveler for a moment. And
I mean, this guy's no traveler that you're aware of or that you know of.
yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Garlic doesn't know much about travelers. Maxwell might. Does he
What?
seem pretty bog standard for them or the
Oh,
sort?
No,
Or
he's
whatever?
nothing like them.
Yeah.
Like a traveler to your description is someone that you don't bother questioning, typically speaking, because they just repeat questions back to you or say their own questions, and they never
Yeah.
give a straight answer. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things of most cops in Vitrium don't bother asking travelers questions, aside from the few basic ones here and there, because you'll never get a straight answer.
Yeah.
Just more questions. The fact that this guy is not only not wearing a mask, but also giving you straight answers and using statements, that's nothing like any traveler you've met. So he's just, as far as you can tell, he's just some human guy.
Yeah. Maxwell kind of just shakes his head, scratching his long face, long snout. Probably shouldn't on the job. But I thank you for your offer nonetheless.
I don't really know what you're talking about. I mean, you're not on the job, are you? Thought you were here just about to partake in some drinks with your compatriots. It's those three over there, right? He says, nodding towards the other three individuals. Speaking of, what is Soren, Rensois, and Valen doing?
Thorin was going to look over at where Maxwell was going, and probably spot the individual that he's speaking to.
Roll me a wisdom save.
All right. I have an idea, and I want it to go through. Please do not fail this roll. Sweet.
Dear fucking God!
Solid.
All right, 1 second. I'm sorry. I gotta change out my headset battery. 1 second.
This man is getting absolutely no cover from his magic whatsoever.
No, he's not. He's low key pissed about it.
He's probably
At first he was impressed, now he's just annoyed.
Everybody shows up to his table, is like, pretty nice jacket you got there. I can see it.
Hey, you ugly as fuck.
Yeah, man,
back.
with all them zits on your face,
All right, I'm back.
all them chips in your teeth.
So
I
all I
remember
gotta do
all
is
of
plead
them.
with roll 20 if I want to get crit.
All right. So that's what Soren's doing. Soren's approaching the table. Valen, what are you
No,
doing?
Well, no, he's not approaching the table. He's basically looking over in the direction that Maxwell went.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, you
Yeah,
see
he's.
him.
All right. Soren's gonna start drawing a picture.
Ooh.
You're gonna do what?
He's gonna start drawing a picture.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're drawing a picture of that guy's face?
No, he's drawing another picture. But he is including a description of the guy's face in the picture.
Oh.
Hey ho, my man.
All right then. Where are you sitting while you do this?
Just at the table.
At a table
Look at the
or
table
at
with
the
that.
table with him?
No. This no. They like. Has everybody sat down like next to him or?
No, it's just Maxwell so far.
Yeah. Basically, Soren is sitting down at just a table, like with the party if they're at a table or not with the party. So he just basically like rolls out a scroll and cracks his knuckles, takes out his calligraphy set, and just starts painting a picture.
Okay. So, Valen, Renswall, what are the two of you doing?
Valen's probably just like, what the fuck is going on now? We got done at the police station, and all of a sudden Percy decides to hoof it.
Soren just
Okay.
kind of taps. So good.
I don't know why we were struggling to keep up. It's not like Percy can move very fast.
Soren
So
doesn't
I
seem
was
to be
just
paying
gonna
attention.
sigh and sit next to Soren at the table.
All right, so Soren, Valen, and Renswall are all three sitting down at a nearby table. Got it.
As Soren or as Renswa sits down next to him, he's like tapping the calligraphy brush against like his bottom lip, and he goes, "Do you think this mountainside would look better with clear sky or not? You think it'd be you think it'd look better cloudy?
I don't know. All I see are clouds around here.
Cloudy it is, then." And he starts drawing the picture with clouds.
Storm clouds rolling over the mountainside does make for quite the painting.
It does, and there's been plenty of inspiration for that.
All right then. With that being what the three of you are doing, by all means, Garlic, continue with your questioning as you are alone.
Yeah, okay.
I will note you watch this guy's eyes flick over to Soren, and
Yeah.
he does smile, but it's more of a roll an insight.
Is this lying, for use of, ear for deceit? This thingy. Does it qualify?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Inside of 21.
21.
You can tell with a 21 with an inside of 21 that he's a little bit perturbed by something involving Soren. What that is, you can't exactly tell because you can't read his mind, but you know, he's a little bit perturbed.
All right. So Maxwell just takes out like a precinct issued pen and paper. As I read a thing. Yeah. So he puts the tip to the paper. So name, occupation, all that. He gives him an expectant look.
Just quirks his eyebrow at you. What are you asking? Or what are you asking?
I need your name and occupation.
I'm trying to find his name. Weird.
Valtry Kostuta? Is that the name you're looking for?
Uh-huh. Valtre Costuda.
He jots it down, an occupation.
I'm a shop owner.
And the name of that shop.
It's a dye shop over in Callanfur.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Dog. Another.
He's being honest.
He nods and notes that down. And your business within. He does a circular pointing motion at the ceiling.
Within the bar?
Or city. Take your pick.
I'm just a man getting a drink. That's why I'm here in the city. There's a meetup of merchants in a couple days. Thought I'd arrive early.
Dye merchants?
Merchants in general. This is where the assembly of crafts is. So as a dye merchant, it makes sense that I'd want to be here for a meeting.
Is there a known meeting or assembly, like a job expo?
Roll me a history check.
Sure. 14.
14. With a 14, you would recall that there is a yearly meetup of various merchants throughout the country of Vitrium to discuss business and basically yearly reviews of sales and so on and so forth, and if they can afford to open up new stalls here or there, and what is selling, what isn't selling, and why what isn't selling, and why what is selling is selling. It's just kind of like it's a general, very bog standard business meeting.
And it is coming around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say it's coming on a Friday?
Shrug. Maxwell doesn't know for sure. It should be happening
Yeah.
within this month. You can't recall exact day. You're not on security detail for it.
Alright, and, how long have you been in town?
I believe I arrived about 2 days ago.
You believe or you know?
I know.
Okay.
So what has you being so picky on me, huh? Or shit. What has you being so, snippy? Fuck God, what's the right word I'm looking for? Damn it.
English, man, English.
Yeah. What's got you so curious about me?
Why you bullying me?
The
Well, for
random
one.
woman? What is she, your mama?
I would not describe her as such, no. But also Fancy doodads, the magic, the clothes. I don't know where the magic's coming from. Where's it coming from, buddy?
Can't
I
say.
ain't never seen anything like that.
A man likes his privacy. Privacy that seems to be constantly getting interfered with today. His eyes flick over to Soren, then back to you.
As 5 more patrons notice his disguise.
Hey, who's that guy over there? I don't know, John. I'm fucking drunk.
Why is he so ugly? God damn.
And meanwhile, Soren's
he's just looking at this enchanted charm that does this. It's like shaking it. It's like, is it on? Is it working? Because it doesn't feel like it.
So meanwhile, Soren's just sitting there at the table, just drawing his picture, humming to himself, just.
Roger is rubbing his eyes, trying to figure out what Regina's staring at.
If you want to, sure. Roll a wisdom saving throw. Still, he just kind of like frowns.
Hey!
You can see him, but you don't remember any details from him.
Oh.
And as you're sitting there, Maxwell, you see that his right eye twitches a little bit more as he notes that Renswaw can at least look in his general direction for a period of time.
Maxwell,
Privacy
kind
that's
of-
currently being interfered with off of some baseless accusation. Can I get your name and badge number? I'd like to file a complaint.
Listen, Karen.
Maxwell Carmine. They may call me Spot around the precinct. Badge number A-37.
Good. Thank you for that. He
Yup.
quickly pulls out a small piece of paper and jots that down.
He gives like a affirmative nod and like a click of the tongue. He like puts his pen down like momentarily, like absentmindedly, kind of annoyingly, just like clicking it open and closed.
Now, is that all you
So-
need to ask me?
Well, formally, yeah. But if it isn't any trouble, just so it's easier for everyone, he like puts his hands up in like a defensive, like just doing my job gesture.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind? I know this is the tavern, kind of a touristy thing, I know. But, God, you're right. You're right, Renspaw.
Yes!
Wow.
Alright, we gotta do the campaign.
Sorry. If you wouldn't mind just finding another tavern or place, I don't mind giving you some suggestions, but just to, you know,
I already have
clear
my
all our
room
bases.
booked here.
Well,
You're
I
asking
can
me to
ask the
lose
nice
on
lady.
money?
How much was it?
I got a premium VIP room. 10 gold.
His eye like twitches. It's just like goddamn rich people. He's like almost like just barely audibly like sighs to himself like, if I can't get Miss Regina to refund you,
Now, why would you
I'll
go and
pay it for
bother the
yourself.
old lady just to get me out of here? Why don't you just tell your little half pint over there that there's no issues with me? Huh? Sounds fairly reasonable to me. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Or is this one also with advantage or no?
No.
Okay, hold on, checking stuff. Checking stuff. Checking stuff. Okay. Tink.
That is just barely not enough.
Of
Hey,
course.
why don't you roll that again with my inspiration?
I will. Oh.
Smart.
Really the same.
Ah,
What the fuck?
Well.
you kind of hear him as he says, "Now, why don't you just go over there and tell your friend, your little half-pint friend, that I haven't done anything wrong yet, and you have no cause to kick me out of this fine establishment. Seems like a reasonable suggestion."
Yes, Shad, you've hit me over the head with it.
I mean, this is for the audience, not for you.
Oh.
So, Maxwell, you are under the effects of a suggestion spell. You got to go over there and tell Percival that he hasn't done anything wrong. There's no need for you to kick him out, or you can't actually kick him
The
out.
spell.
The spell ends immediately after you complete the action, but you do not know that you were charmed by him, I believe.
God damn it. It doesn't say anything about not knowing.
It would most
would
charm spells
specify.
specify that they would remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charm person specifies that the target knows that they were charmed by you. This spell does not.
Fair enough. Right, he nods. Slips the pen away. Puts the paper into like a inscrutable pouch and it's like he like raises his hand as if to like tip a non-existent hat, and like halfway through he kind of slaps his own hand down.
Milady.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Like, well, good day then. He walks off to Percival.
This man sits back into his seat and he looks over to Francois, then Soren, then Valen, who still hasn't seen him yet.
Should I roll now that it's been pointed out ish?
It hasn't been pointed out to you, per se. Not that I know of. Oh, just eyeballing what Maxwell's up to. Then fine. I'll give you, Valen, a wisdom saving throw.
I just wanted to make sure that was all right with you, since it was somewhat mentioned. And that's a no.
Your eyes slide right over him. Francois, Soren.
Yeah.
You kind of like hear him from the corner. Valen, you just the buzz of his voice doesn't register to you over the buzz of the crowd around you, but Soren and Francois, the both of you hear him very definitively as he kind of says, "And I would rather you two just stop looking at me." Wisdom saving throws.
Well, Soren hasn't been looking at him. He's just been sitting there drawing his picture.
Fair enough. It doesn't
I'll throw
matter.
a wisdom save anyways.
Soren, you pass anyway. Francois, you're just like eyes down, look away. Like, I wasn't looking at him. I wasn't looking at you at all.
Do I recognize that he's just cast some spells?
I wouldn't think so in this instance.
Is he a sorcerer?
You don't know.
So is he using somatic and verbal components?
Well, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
Like, here's the thing. You can make assumptions all you want. What I'm saying is you can't, like, as far as you're aware of, he just told...
I am
as far
asking if there is...
above game, there's no roll that you can make to discern if he is casting spells or not, because you have no indication of if he is casting a spell or not.
Yeah, it doesn't help when suggestion is verbal and material only, not somatic.
Oh, that's good for me. That just means I can use that in the future.
As far as you're aware of, he just said for Soren and Renswa to stop looking at him.
Did they?
Soren apparently was never looking at him, and Renswa just looked away from him. Like, but you know that people typically look away from people whenever whenever it's brought to attention. Hey, you're looking at me. Stop doing it. Unless they're being obstinate for a reason, which is what you would do. But I'm not sure if Renswa would or not.
Fair enough. So I get an offbeat cop come up to me and be all like, "No, he's clean," and it'll be like, "Clearly, you are stupid."
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It's like
Soren-
he walks up. He's like, "Well, seems fine to me."
Hey. It isn't
Okay,
seems
I don't
fine
remember.
to me.
I don't remember the exact wording.
Okay.
Sorry.
The exact wording is, there's nothing I can do to get him out of here, as he hasn't done anything wrong by the book of the law, or by law. So my hands are tied.
So to clarify, Soren basically looked over at him, saw him, remembers what he looks like, and
I
then
say that
started
first
sketching
of
it
all.
down.
She looks at you, gives you
Yes.
a curt nod. All right, you're useless. I look to the bartender and wave Regina down.
Literally getting everyone involved, aren't you? Okay. She moseys on over, leans over across the bar. Yeah, what's up?
Can you see the tall drink of water and violet and sea foam in the back corner of the room?
There's a lot of people in here. I don't know who you're talking about.
There is specifically one in violet and sea foam. Relatively uncommon color combination.
You see her concentrate for a minute.
Come on, I know you're better than this.
You see her just shake her head a bit, put her hand to her head, and then just simply close her eyes. And roll me a perception.
Okay. 11.
You hear her mutter under her breath, "This is my end." And I would like each member of the party to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Yay!
Including me?
Yes.
Oh my god.
7.
If only I had that drink a suggestion.
13. Wow.
Fuck, 11.
Wow. Red Swap. I'm pretty sure you saved.
All of you but Maxwell and Rensois feel a presence around you. As if there was someone looking at you for a brief moment. And it's just a brief pulse. And as quick as it's there, it's gone. You see a lot of the patrons in this bar kind of like stiffen for a half a second, just like, what? And Soren, you actually note that guy in the corner also stiffens for a second as well.
Do I see him stiffen as I look back?
You do not see that happen, as it was very quick.
Okay.
And she opens her eyes and just nods. Yeah, there's someone here.
She smiles. You see, like that crooked ass Grinch smile on her face. Now, this is something I'm going to say, and then I'm going to. I'll just like preface it because I don't know. You probably wouldn't know this, Shad, but this is a very common thing. She smiles at the bartender. I would like to order that man a guardian angel, which in bar terms means this person is acting like a creep, or is being overtly threatening to a woman or female, which is essentially preface it to a bartender or bouncer to immediately remove said force from the bar. And that is a true thing that happens in most bars to avoid essentially being ousted and followed later on.
All right then. Gosh. I want to ask you to roll a deception check for that, but you're not
Why?
Let me
I'm
finish.
not lying.
Let me finish my train of thought. I said I want to make you roll a deception check for that, but you're not exactly lying, per se.
I would also preface it that this is like one of those things you don't ask questions about.
Which is fair. Then give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
This is for something entirely different, but just give me a persuasion.
You
can. I was about to say you have your portents roll if you want to use it.
Nah, I'm shooting for higher than a 14, but I've already rolled, so it's already too late. So I'll use lucky and get another roll in there. Well, 12 will do.
All right. So, with that 12, you see her kind of like look at you, give a nod. She then holds up 3 fingers.
$300 gold.
3 billion.
If you'd like, Percival, you may roll me an insight. Maxwell, you may as well.
6. I'm rolling with them tonight.
Oh, my God.
That plus 9 doing you no favors.
Nope, not at all.
I'll
Scary
say
dog lady is scary.
I'll say even with a natural 1, you still have a 10. The both of you rolled at least high enough to get the fact that she's indicating 3 minutes.
All right. Percival continues nursing her beverage.
I don't understand what's wrong with this perfectly upstanding gentleman. This is garlic out of character.
But she makes her way down the bar and continues to serve drinks. And
Curiosity killed the cat. Agathar's gonna peek over just so slightly just to see if he's still there.
roll me a stealth check.
I would love for him to start getting up and walking in that direction and just get like blindsided by 2 like bouncers. Like, bitch, you gotta go.
All right.
By 2 grayer haired.
So,
Marauders.
Agathar, you peek around the corner and you lock eyes with him.
Yes.
Oop.
And you watch as this gentleman very, just stands. He finishes his drink, places it down, and he begins to walk over.
Like to the staircase?
Yes.
Okay,
I would
Oh,
like you
boy.
to roll me a wisdom saving throw as he puts his hands into his robes.
Fuck. Okay. 15?
Not enough. You are paralyzed. You're frozen in the same spot you were, still peeking out, looking at him as he approaches. And about midway into his approach, as he kind of like seems to sift and move around the various patrons, two robed figures with masks stand before him. And he tries to move around them. They kind of shuffle in front of him. He kind of smiles and goes, "Gentlemen, please." Or, "Gentlemen, please." And he puts a hand on either of their shoulders to try and part them. And they grab him as two more kind of like walk up behind him and grab him as well. He's like, "Huh? What?" And these four people just pick him up and start shuffling him out.
Goodbye, street trash. I go over to Agathar with my drink.
Agathar is very clear, like frozen in place.
I pinch your cheek.
You're frozen for about another half a minute. You're frozen for a few more seconds, but Percival.
Yep.
As this man is kind of pushed out, I need you to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
I'll take the 13 and go with the 24.
All right.
Nice.
Wait, what? How do you have a 24?
Because I have a +7.
That's a 20.
All right, I take the 20.
Fair enough. Okay. You feel your mind being gripped by a couple illusions, but you, being very familiar with the phantasmal force spell, break it off.
I smack my officer friend who's kind of sitting there dumbfounded beside me. He's like, "He just attacked me. Take care of him. This time you don't have an excuse." And then I walk over to Agathar.
Does the spell break, Shad?
Yeah, you did. You finished it by
yeah,
telling
no.
me that he wasn't a bad dude.
Oh, right, shit. Yeah.
So yeah, I give you a side smack. He's like, "He cast a spell on me, a hostile one.
He goes,
Now you may arrest him.
He gets up, just
I recommend while he's still in the arms of these 4 strong men."
What strong?
he gets up, just kind of fiddling, like there's the clinking of
Oh no, they're
chains,
very strong men.
like on his belt, and he just goes over like, "All right." This is
Thank
weird.
you, Regina, for that.
Don't thank me, thank my brother. And you can kind of like see Roger in the corner of the room, just like, yes.
Cool. I go over to Agathar and pinch his cheek, and then I realize he's frozen.
Oh, he's no longer frozen.
Oh.
The second that I break the thing wears off on me, like I move to like get in like a defensive position that I was about to, with like his like right hand glowing, about ready to like send a magic missile to defend himself. But like now he's taken care of, so he kind of like wipes it away. He looks fucking like terrified.
Scared?
Yeah.
So sorry. When I go up
to you first.
to
What's that?
when he's like still in the grasp of the burly gentleman.
I mean, they aren't very burly. They're just kind of like they pick him up, they
Imposing.
take him outside, and they throw him.
Yeah.
And he kind of like tumbles a bit.
Maxwell
just-
just kind of wants to get like crouched down, like kind of firm hand like on him so he doesn't try to get up, and just holding his hand so as he couldn't like capably make spells, like trying to deny him any somatic components, but just starts like sifting patting him down for any.
You're gonna need to make an athletics check for that.
Damn.
All right.
He's like,
Patting him
you-
down for anything like a spell book or components or just like a weapon in
roll me an
general.
investigation check. Oh, God. Okay.
Ah, damn. Let's go.
I do.
That's a good boy.
All right.
Who's
I
a good
call
boy?
like I ain't taking shit anymore.
So first of all, is any of the party following Maxwell outside to do this to help him with this, or is it just Maxwell? I know that Percival and Agathar aren't doing so because they're inside. I'm
I would
talking about.
if you gave me the possibility, I would have waved to Soren to go with him.
I will say sure. But that's assuming if Soren was paying attention.
Soren was drawing his picture. If he wanted to get his attention, it might be easy to, because he was keeping kind of an ear open in that direction, so he definitely would have heard the suggestion being
Oi.
cast. But
Soren,
hmm?
go with him.
He looks out the door. Oh, he's gone already. All right. He leaves his little painting on the table and says, "Do me a favor and keep an eye on this, would you?"
I'll do what I can. I don't think anyone.
I'll
Thank
say Renswa will keep an eye on it since their player is gone to go get food for the moment. Valen, are
Okay.
you following Soren outside as well?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so before you leave, Soren's just gonna be like, "Do take care of it. It's my best work yet." And he begins walking out.
2 stick figures in a house. My God.
Is that a cloud?
It's a
No,
it's
it's
a
a
mountaintop
giraffe.
it's a mountaintop with rolling clouds over it. You pleb.
All right. So, Maxwell, you kind of like have him in your grip, and you are patting him down as both Valen and Soren kind of like step outside with you. The 4 figures are standing outside the bar observing, but they don't seem to be doing much else. As you are able to pull off of him a small, like, a orb, a couple pouches, one of which you're able to easily identify as a bag of holding, and no spell books per se, but a few, bags that have like sample sizes of like merchant supplies and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So Maxwell just kind of has all that laid out.
This isn't justified. You should let me go.
Is that another spell?
No?
Okay. He's like, I'll take my chances. And then, like, without like any other words, he
Boy, you
kind of
don't
has
know
all.
who I am. I'm very, very powerful. I suggest if you want to keep your badge, you might want to leave well enough alone.
Okay. So he has all this stuff like laid out like categorically. Once he's got like everything he deems is a possible issue off of him, he takes out the mundane manacles and clicks them on before and kind of lifting him by the scruff
This
and onto his feet.
highway robbery. By the police and by the Watch of Vitrium, no less.
No words, just starts escorting him to the precinct.
Hey, Maxwell, you want some assistance with that?
Actually, yeah, if you could handle the it's not contraband. The stuff, the shit.
Oh yeah, I can do that. He puts it
Thanks.
into a side pouch on his bag so that it's not.
Don't look in
This
that
is-
bag.
I'm
All right.
innocent. You should leave me alone.
At this point, insight check, just trying to glean whether this is a threat or a promise or what have you.
By all means, roll an insight.
It's only a 19. Gosh diddly darn.
This man believes he has some authority, probably a good deal of authority. And
Okay.
you get the feeling that he believes that his threats are going to be realized.
Alright, so then he's going to like kind of reach down his own collar and tap tap at his medallion of thoughts and cast detect thoughts.
And still, the surface level thoughts of this man are, and who are you that I should bow so low? And this song, this litany of questions.
Okay. I would like to use an action to probe deeper.
All right,
Ooh.
then.
It is a since it is a
Ooh,
it's a set
intelligence
DC
saving.
because of the medallion.
What's the set DC?
Uh,
Like say 15.
it is 13. It is an uncommon item.
All right,
It's low. Real low.
he
Real low, too.
fails.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Skill issue.
You are able to probe past this litany of thoughts, this riddle of sorts. And when you do so, you get the following information.
I have to write shit down because no one else is.
Don't bully. But yes.
Let's see. So, the reasoning behind it being currently he's not angry or frustrated. He's irritated. And there's like and that's like on the lower end of the anger related emotions that one can feel.
He's been outplayed.
This is, yes, in a way. And he is, and the reasoning for that is because he's currently being arrested for what he feels is no reason. And what looms large in his mind is the opinion of his boss.
Boy about to be reevaluated. He's like, what am I paying you for?
Alright. So he's more like not he is recognizing that he got caught and so he's okay.
I'm gonna need you to make me an intelligence check.
Sure. Oh, not as good. Thank you.
And as quick as you're able to, and as quick as you probe into his surface level of into his level of surface thoughts, again he kind of snarls at you. And now you're invading. And now you're invading more personal spaces. Get out.
Stop touching my mind.
That and that litany of rhymes returns again.
He will drop his tenuous concentration on the spell. Trust me, I don't like it any more than you do.
And now I will have your badge.
And he walks him up to the precinct.
All right. Soren, Valen, Maxwell, the three of you walk him towards the precinct. I need to check it.
Are we about to get jumped?
Maybe.
If so, I'm glad I have spells that were supposed to be used for slight robbing of a store.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't.
Well, as you're escorting this man through the streets, it's I want to say around late afternoon, because you guys have kind of been doing a lot to this day, as far as I'm aware of. And as you kind of like, make your way through the streets, Maxwell, Valen, and Soren, the three of you roll me perception checks.
Perceptions.
Oh, consistency.
Oh.
Oh,
20, why?
Roll 20.
100
Don't.
rolls.
All right, I'm
Wait,
refresh for roll 20.
wait. Is it scent or sound?
Maxwell, I will give you advantage on your perception.
A little better.
From what, nothing.
Looks like I need to pick up the alert feat.
Look at a thing real quick. Okay. So, as you guys are kind of like making your way down, the streets that were fairly crowded, you notice kind of like taper off a little bit the closer you get to the precinct. Probably still under that kind of like, hey, everyone go home, we just had a major thing happen, type event. And well, a thing happens. Soren,
Rocks fall.
does a 27
Jenkins
hit
comes
you?
out.
I mean, I would be surprised if it did not hit me.
All right, Maxwell, 17.
Yes, it does.
All right, and Valen, 26.
Yes. Ow.
Oh, you're gonna think ow in a minute. 28 damage, Soren.
What the fuck?
12 damage.
A snake attack.
12 damage, Maxwell.
What we like to see.
And 22 damage, Valen.
Yeah.
As all three of you feel a blade kind of like push up into your chest, except it doesn't pop out the front like it should, or like you feel it should, but it seems kind of like twist inside of you and then pull away. And
What was the damage on Soren?
23 for Soren.
28 for Soren.
28. Was that a crit by? I probably didn't.
Oh,
Wouldn't
sneak
be able
attack.
to. Yeah. I probably would have been able to get off a pet. Sentinel
And
of Death. Anyway.
all three of you are going to watch as this man's shadow seems to extend upwards from the ground, a hand cupping over his mouth as a blade of pure shadow essence seems to bury itself into his backside and twist before pulling outwards as the man you had in your charge drops to the ground dead.
What the fuck?
Straight dead.
Yep, straight dead.
God, this guy was just a commoner. God.
Ah,
Cast a
Yeah.
suggestion spells and he's like fucking commoner, what the hell?
All right, bonus action. Spare the dying. Clear.
No. Let me roll a thing. Nope. He's dead. Just straight up dead.
All right. So save his third level spell slot. Gotcha.
So,
There's always a way.
And I'm gonna need everyone to roll me initiative as
Great.
Oh!
Ugh.
a word.
Hey,
Oh, the dichotomy
Where's
of
my token?
man.
Hold on, let me place that.
Oh, the cleric as last is not that bad.
well, I mean, actually, no, it's not.
Yeah, you do damage. Oh, how are you
Don't worry.
lower?
Don't worry.
Natural one.
Because I know Soren can come up with damage. I'm not sure about Rogue.
Uh,
I'm
How
not
do
sure
you
about-
place your token on the?
you
Oh,
guys are
thank you.
fucked.
I just dragged it to the screen.
This is not indicative of the actual appearance of the person.
I don't know how well Max does damage.
Not great.
Alright then. Let us.
And is all the music in this music links that work channel able to be played on stream?
I believe they are.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not. No offense or anything, Max. It's just that one of my channel divinity abilities gives this person
Oh yeah, none taken. No.
vulnerability to all damage for
Yeah.
one attack.
I've got a
Alright then.
teeny bit of sneak attack, and that's it.
So, the three of you kind of like, I would imagine, see your dead compatriot and kind of like look behind you. You don't see anyone behind you, but upon the rooftops is this hooded and cowled figure that is that's kind of like touching their shadow. And each of you can see this thin black line kind of like drawing itself along the roof, down the side of a building, along the street, and connecting itself to all three of your shadows.
Hikamaru, what have you done?
I couldn't remember his name.
It took me a while. I'm surprised I remembered it, honestly.
Yeah, it's like I can't remember his name.
So,
What's Leaf Village doing here?
I don't know if you're turning on different music, Maxwell, but you may certainly do so.
I'm looking. I'm sorry.
You looking? All
trying-
right then.
Trying
Well,
to find what vibes, and I'll just do
God,
this.
heck,
For now.
God, oh heck.
all right then. Well, so that's what's happening over there. Hey, Soren, you're up first in initiative as you feel as if your guts have been twisted into a knot. What are you gonna do?
How far away is this guy on the roof?
On the roof, I want to say he is roughly 35 feet away from you, with about a 20-foot distance upwards.
All right. So you said 30,
He's on top of a
so 30
second-story
foot.
building.
Okay. Let's see. With that, basically, God damn it, I'm trying to find it. Sorry. Would that make him within 60 feet?
Shad, check the ping.
I see it.
Actually, you know what? Screw it.
I need you to skip it.
I got
Shad.
it.
Thank you.
He assumes a stance, and you see him kind of like having both his blades in their sheaths, ready to be drawn, just going, oh, and then takes a swing. Where is the? Oh, it's an attacks, right?
It's been a while since we rolled for damage.
16. Look over here. Yeah, 16 will hit.
All right. He needs to make a strength saving throw.
All right.
Or die instantly, right?
They succeed.
Damn, he's not knocked prone. Okay.
Still, 10 damage is 10 damage.
And he's going to start closing the distance.
All right. Moving 30 feet upwards. All right. It is.
Well, he can't move 30 feet upward. Okay, so it's 30 feet up in the air.
It's 20 feet up, 30 feet forward, or 35 feet forwards.
Okay, damn. So he won't be able to bunny hop on top of there.
Not this turn, sadly.
Oi, oi, oi.
You're
mean-
pretty close.
Well, what I was thinking about doing was getting to the building and then bunny hopping on top of it, like so he doesn't have to make so he doesn't have to use that nuisance of that nuisance called stairs.
True.
But yeah, that will be his turn.
All right then. During this figure's turn, as your blade of air kind of like slices through their kind of like shadowed form, you watch as they kind of like seem to shuffle a bit, and then they seem to slither into nothingness as they disappear into their own shadow. Okay. Valen, you take 20 damage as this man appears behind you and sticks you in the back.
Ow!
God.
Valen, it is your turn.
I don't like any of this. And it gets worse because I'm down almost single digits. Say that this person is within melee combat to me?
Yep. They did the whole nothing personnel kid and they teleported behind you. Also, as a note, this is psychic damage you're taking.
Anti-barbarian.
I know, right? I'm gonna try something. Vampiric Touch, since they're nice and close and I'm low on health.
Go for it. Roll the hit.
That's a spicy spell.
A 14 will miss, sadly, as they kind of like seem to dance backwards, skipping a little bit. And because you missed, that'll activate their trap card.
Oh, great.
As they seem to kind of like skip backwards, and then just as quick as they skip backwards, they take a step and they spring forward and they bury that blade back in your chest. 32 damage.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck?
What the hell?
Well, guess what? I'm down, and as Valen falls down, his lantern will flash, and I am stabilized.
All right, Maxwell.
I'm. Yikes, dude. How far? Are they within 35 feet of me?
They are within melee of you. Like they're
Oh,
next to Valen,
Excellent.
and Valen was next to you.
He like pulls his cane up, kind of holding the other end of it, so the hook is on the other side, and he winds back and right into the thing's knees. Where's the thingy? Bonus action. The thing, steady aim, advantage.
All right,
Yada yada.
roll to hit. 19 hits.
15 piercing
15
or
damage.
whatever,
All right then.
whether it matters or not. Maybe a rogue.
Is this a Yeah, that's a magical weapon. Okay.
Yes.
Your blade kind of like slices through them, and you notice as your cane sword kind of like drags out the other end of them, as a variety of shadow bits kind of like fleck off of them and peel away as their form kind of like seems to shrink in on itself a little bit.
So less effective or
More
just describing
same
damage?
effect, just
Okay.
describing damage. You did full damage.
I got you. I don't. It might matter. It might not. I have blind sight. Whatever. Entered.
Okay. Next up, Zoran.
How far away is he from me?
30 feet.
30 feet.
You move 30 feet from your original position, and that is where he is now, or where this figure is now. It's nondescript whether it's male or female.
All right. Well, he's going to close the distance and make 3 weapon attacks against him.
Go
2
for it.
main hand, 1 offhand. So 1, 2. I swear to
Jesus.
Are you fucking
Oh.
kidding me with this?
Hell?
My God,
There's
bro.
no way. Absolutely
Ain't no way.
Oh my god.
I'd like to throw.
Consistency?
I'd like to throw a red flag. I'd like to challenge that play.
Reset. Reset. Reset.
Look,
Reset.
okay, look, hold on. No, that was the 4th nat 3 in a row.
Oh my. Lanta.
What in the
I think I need to
fuck?
wash off after that.
Ugh.
I'm gonna restart.
All right,
I need
well-
to wash off. Just watch
Okay.
It, man. What the fuck?
Yeah,
So-
he misses all 4.
So it's been a while since you were last in combat. And as you kind of like, you see Valen go down, you panic a bit and you kind of just like charge forward and just like, ha! Shh. 3 quick slashes, and this figure seems to kind of like shift and move and dodge and weave, and roll me a history check.
And
Oh
I get
my
a nat
God.
20 on that one, really?
Oh,
All right,
no.
really? Come the fuck
Yep.
on.
You-
Time out. The challenge is total play.
You, Soren, recognize this person's moves.
Show me your moves.
They are very similar to the Shadow Dancer you fought in the puzzle dungeon.
Are they now?
Yes. And I would like you to roll me a performance check. Okay.
And 20.
Dirty 20. As you realize this, you settle into a rhythm yourself. What's your AC right now?
It is 17.
Against this fighter in particular, you are considered to have a 27 AC.
Holy shit!
Okay.
As you match pace and match dance with them. And you can kind of not only predict what move they're going to throw at you next, but evade it more accurately. As this figure takes 2 attacks on you. Or takes a attack on you. Ugh.
Congratulations, you and the enemy has unlocked
And
multi-attack.
almost as if this figure had been waiting for this, they skip and lunge forward, and you deftly lean backwards and dodge their attack. Valen, roll me a death saving throw.
Nope.
He's
Oh yeah, stable. Maxwell.
This guy.
I'm hard to kill.
Does Valen look like he's not in relative immediate death or immediate
So,
thingy of death? whatever it's
So
called,
you would
risk.
have. So you would have noticed that from my lantern, a spirit came out of it, and it seemed as if my wounds stopped bleeding. That the spirit has essentially stabilized my body before being chained and pulled back into the lantern.
Creepy cat thing. He. Wham! Oh, bell.
Forgot those.
Nice.
26 will hit. And stepping in, Maxwell, I have a question for you. Do you want this attack to resolve?
Do I want to resolve, or is this a case of do I want it to be non-lethal, or yeah, Valen's better die. He's
All
not
right, then.
about pulling back at this point.
You kind of step forward and you slip your cane sword between this shadowed figure's ribs from the back from behind them, in the middle of their dance with Soren, and they freeze, and you watch as their shadowed blade slips and falls to the ground, dissipating into nothingness before they kind of glance backwards and state and say, but we were having so much fun. At which point they seem to disappear into nothingness.
Stupid fucking ghost. Yeah.
Initiative is over.
First he takes his manacles off of dead guy. Because Garlic would forget otherwise.
And Soren. Bobby.
Hmm?
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
22.
You feel sadness unbidden to yourself, but it doesn't overwhelm you. It's just mild sadness at just the thought that, well, your dance was interrupted. Not necessarily from you. Outside source. You can probably guess where.
Yeah.
But with that, initiative is over. Swapping over music.
Oh, thank you. After manacles, Maxwell, with his crippling lack of medicinal knowledge, give Valen a look over.
I'm completely stabilized. I'm just sitting at 0 health.
He's just sleeping.
You're just sleeping.
He's just asleep.
He's there.
Someone get him his glasses.
He's just gonna go down to the farm.
He can't see without his glasses. Sorry.
Anyway, so you guys have potions. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. But
Yeah, Soren's
as
gotta-
you guys kind of like as the adrenaline fades and the sound of combat falls away, you kind of look to each other and back to dead guy, and then back to down Valen, and maybe you think to yourselves, what the hell have we gotten into? Cut back over to the other group.
Soren's using a potion on Valen first.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, Percival, you and Agathar and Rensoir are the three at the bar with your name. What are you doing?
Well, is Agathar still frozen for the moment? Way back in time when I go up and pinch their cheek?
No.
Yeah, I think just as you get to him, it wears off on him. And he looks like ready to throw down, defend himself, and he definitely sees you coming.
I took care of your little problem for you, though that will cease to be soon enough once the people who sent that person after you have realized he's failed.
Yeah. He's paralyzed me. Damn it, I shouldn't have looked.
He didn't need to see you to do that.
Well, at least he's gone.
For now, hopefully they can make it and put him behind bars for questioning, and we can get out of town for a while, which means I need to speak with someone.
Yeah. What did you learn from the police lady?
I have reevaluated our contract, and we no longer are obligated to induct ourselves in the investigation. We have given them enough.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes, we no longer have need of your friend.
Well, yeah, but
She kind of does this thing where she leans her head forward into the side and gives you like a quirked brow. But
well, I'm not just gonna leave her here.
well, could that be for a possibly emotional reason?
Because her family is dead and the gang is after her.
Join the club. You want to take her with us? It's your liability.
Yeah, I know. Look,
Do you
just
think
for
you
a
can
little bit
afford
longer.
that?
Yeah, I think you can.
And she kind of like lifts her staff and hits the kind of like bats the side of it against your forearm. You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, I made an I still have to message Mel, but I have promised to help take her to Mel so she can train and be safe there. And
How many rooms do you think Mel can fill with the people that you bring to her like sick puppies?
So are you just gonna tell me to just leave her for dead? Is that exactly what you're telling me?
I am telling you that some people dig their own graves and latch onto the floating debris and the shipwreck they've created for themselves and sink with both of them. There is a point where there is nothing left to give, and you'll be the one sinking.
This is the very least that I can do while keeping...
Did you kill her father?
No, I didn't. Why would I? I mean, he was a bastard, but no, someone else did.
Do you have feelings for her?
Well, like feelings?
She gives you
Oh
like the
my
wide
God.
eyes, like, no, I was assuming that you were both school chums. No, I am asking if you have feelings for this girl. She very clearly has them for you.
Oh, no, not like that.
So, you did not cause her any actual harm. You no longer need her. She's going through quite a lot. Why not give her to someone who can do her some help rather than drag her along with us?
Yeah, that's my plan.
You can't
Just
bring
has to hang-
everyone to Mel.
I know, but this is the one person that I can.
You brought a gaggle of children to her door, and their dead father. Dozens. She will eventually look down at you and snap her fingers and say no more. Do you want this one to be the one where she stamps her foot when someone very more willing and needing of it might come along?
You didn't do that for me.
One more time, what did you say?
Yeah, you didn't do that for me.
Insight.
Okay. Ah, I almost knocked my thing out. It's like, here we go. That's not bad. 13.
I will.
He's not gonna roll any better than that today.
Yeah, not really.
Damn it! How do I roll the DM?
Like there should be a toggle option on your character sheet.
Oh, is there? Oh, hey, yeah,
there is.
there is.
Yeah.
All right. You see her, like, a twitch at her lip and nose. It's like a slight sneer as you see her kind of crawl the next words. Grab your damn friend then. As she steps by you with the clink of her staff against the stairs. I have to go prostrate myself against some... As she thumps her way over to Eloise's door.
All right. There is. Roll me a perception as you get close.
Booski. I got a
What
plus
is
4,
going
but
on?
it don't mean nothing to me.
Oh my god.
Ain't nobody rolling past 1 or 2.
You kind of like knock on the door, and a purple-furred rabbit folk opens it up. Oh. Hey, Eloise, you got a visitor. Let her in, and you can see yourself out. Yeah. You sure? Is that...
Yes, I've taken care of your guest.
Fine. Lana.
Well,
leaves.
She passes by the Orktali Alid Squeezy and whispers something as she passes them. Go clutch your
It's not Veronica. This is Lana.
Oh, it isn't?
Different person entirely. Veronica's still seated.
Oh,
Veronica's still seated. All right, I'm sorry. I mistook the
right.
situation. I passed them and into the room, and I looked to Veronica. You too. I'm Scray.
Is it safe?
Yes, it is safe. The person who is knocking at your door is currently being dragged off to the precinct.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
no.
oh god, it's horrible. Oh god.
Oh no.
His guts are falling out.
Okay. Thank you.
I would suggest you pack whatever things you had with you. You won't be taking much else.
I kind of have it. I already have it. And Red Swan is currently downstairs with Soren's painting description of this man. Of the guy that they were escorting away.
Although they don't know that's what's in the painting.
Yep. But no, Veronica does squeeze past Percival and make her way downstairs. I'd imagine you say that to her and she just like squeaks a bit and just
Yeah. I closed the door, leaving just the two of us in here. Can you block sound from this room?
You're acting as if I haven't already.
Looks back to them, locks the door, goes over to the nearest chair, leaning her staff and taking her hat off and placing it on the back before sitting down.
Eloise, in kind of like parallel movement to you, moves opposite to you, but instead of going to a chair, she goes over to the tea set and begins pouring a couple cups.
Percy just goes from looking angry to just looking exhausted. I need a favor.
What would you ask of me?
We're going to be gone for 3 days. I do not trust this place or the people we've been interacting with to get what we need. and I cannot take my home with me.
She walks over to you, offers you a cup of tea.
She accepts it, resting the saucer in one hand and her finger looped through the
I'll give you a
the handle on the other.
I'll give you a nature check as you hold this tea because you're very adept in this information.
6.
With a 6, you can tell that this is a tea. It's a regular Earl Grey that has been mixed with a couple extra herbs to promote calming, to promote to promote a calm mood, and basically energy through the day.
She just looks down at the brackish brownish water. What do you want to know?
Me?
She kind of like looks up, kind of defeated. You found me, didn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I did. Unintentionally so, but I'm glad I did. Hey, I'm glad to see you up here.
Doesn't quite respond. Just looking at the tea.
Sorry, what?
She doesn't respond. She's just looking at the tea.
How'd you survive?
She kind of does like a chewing motion, kind of like rolling her jaw as she sits back. The root cellar. They locked me in there. No one found me. She looks up finally. I'm guessing you ran.
As far as I could. Didn't get too far. They killed a lot of us, but me and a couple others, they didn't.
She deflates a little. There are others?
Not anymore. Just me and you.
She kind of stiffens back up. Setting the tea down, never really having had any of it.
Eloise takes a very small sip from her cup. They wanted information from us. Information we didn't have. And they did anything they could to try and get it.
Her brow kind of knits as she looks back at them. Anything, and yet you're standing here talking to me.
She nods.
So either you played ball, you got incredibly lucky. Which is it? As I lift my head slightly and not even hiding that I'm flashing a hand sign and using detect thoughts. kind of giving her like a very hard look.
Her surface level thoughts are, simply put, it would be easier to show you.
I don't want to see it. I already know. Just answer the question.
They took us one by one. We could hear the screams all throughout the night. They would return a piece of them to us to show just how much there was left. By how much we had of them. They blabbered. They broke. They told what they wanted to hear. When it was only two of us. The older of us, the eldest of the two of us. A woman by the name of quickly looking in notes. A woman by the name of Rita. She knew of a very particular ritual. There were certain spells that our master never taught us. Spells that were too dark, too evil for even her to think about using. Rita was one of her older apprentices. While we were stuck there, she said, oh, she didn't really say much of anything. She taught me the ritual, and I performed it. I used her body as the fuel for it. I drew upon the hatred and the anger and the pain and the fear of every person in that building, and I stoked it into a frenzy. And I summoned a pit fiend.
Do I get any indication she's lying?
Nope.
She nods a little, leaning into her chair. All right. Checks out. So what are you doing now?
I'm going for the throat. Me and everyone else in my team has been wronged by that country, by that kingdom, by that king. And so, we're going to kill him.
Do you have some way of getting in contact with you?
I have that spell I used earlier.
I don't have it.
If you leave me a page of your spell book, I'll copy it down for you.
The pages are a little sticky. I can't take it apart. I'll make it work. Chances are you won't be doing this soon.
No. Need a bit more preparation before we do so. We're following leads to get allies.
I'm not as sure if I'm the sort of ally you want.
You were wronged by them as much as any of us were. I want...
She looks away at the teacup. I know what I said.
Of course. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that me and Rita couldn't save the others. But that ritual is only good for one person. And that pit fiend pulled no punches.
She stands up, grabbing her hat and staff, as I would imagine. We need to leave. Things here are getting too hot. And when we arrive back, I don't imagine it will be for long.
Of course. Hey, Percival. We're still sisters, aren't we?
Nah. I'm no one's sister. And she puts the hat back on, then moves through the door, unlocking it and stepping out.
She looks saddened by that, but she doesn't look like she didn't expect it. Just a solemn nod and a farewell on your travels. And I hope you find your peace.
She comes stepping down into the main bar room, looking for Agathar, Francois, and Veronica, codename Squeezy.
Veronica is currently seated with Agathar and Rensois. I will actually cut to them before you make your way down. Veronica runs down the stairs. Lana in tow, or in with Lana nearby. Lana walks by you, Agathar, and gives you a little pat on the head. We handled it, or we're handling it. I guess it was handled.
Yeah, it was handled.
Yeah.
Sorry if I wasted your time.
Not a waste of time. It got those two talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
She kind of like puts her hands behind her head.
Yeah, Agathar kind of looks at the door where Percival went into, and then just kind of like looks away from it and then back up at her.
The stairs. You
Not, yeah, back at Lana. And he's like, nah, I never also didn't get a chance to sit down with Valen yet, so still nothing. Things have been
Yeah, I'll bet.
crazy.
Hey, look, Eloise gave me something for him. She reaches into the pouches around her person, pulls out a small glass jar with like this ethereal strip of lining inside of it that seems to have like this arcane scrawling to it. She hands it to you. Give that to him. Roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Normal Arcana.
Could Rensois as well.
By all means, you may certainly do so. You have advantage as well.
But does Rensois know what this thing is? The reason why she's giving it to.
No.
Well, Agathar, you have only you've heard of this spell. It's a very obscure spell. That is a piece of notion thought. It's a memory. It is.
Okay.
It's basically it comes from the spell encode thoughts, and it's basically just like it's a memory in a jar.
Oh, okay. Okay, I could probably put two to two together. So he kind of looks at it. Oh, so is this coming from you then?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Nope. Next time, I would imagine I'm gonna have a moment alone with, not alone, but a moment to sit down and not run for my life. I'll give this to him. And he puts in his little bag holding.
All right, good to hear. She then looks over to Rensois, and you. What are you, his new girlfriend?
No, no.
Agathar
I'm
snickers.
his.
Mummy.
I'm his older sister of sorts.
Huh. All right. Well, put in a good word for me, I guess. Gives you a wink, and she just kind of like begins to meander on around outside, or around towards the door to leading outside.
Rensois kind of just like looks over to the door where Percy went in and is like,
Upstairs.
well, I don't hear the sounds of. Well, yeah, upstairs. It was just like, well, I don't hear the sounds of shouting or explosions, so that's probably a good sign.
Yeah. Very good sign.
So, what have you two been up to?
Trying not to die.
As she turns and looks between him and Veronica.
Veronica kind of gives you a very nervous way of like, hey, yeah, cool. So Agathar, are you doing okay?
In all honesty, kind of not really.
I know that feeling.
But
You haven't gotten into any fights while you've been away, have you?
well, I was about ready to throw down with the traveler-looking guy, but other than that, not
He's
really.
not a traveler-looking guy.
Oh, whatever. He has traveler magic or something similar.
Potato,
He's just like,
potato.
yeah, the manager, dude, the guy that was looking for Veronica.
You're not in a condition to be taking people on solo anyway.
Yeah, I know, but whatever buys time, which got me extremely nervous because it's kind of what made me put in a panic because I really knew that I
Swell
couldn't.
reaches over and like flicks his forehead. Do not buy time with your life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. At the time I couldn't cast Bell, and so it was just me and Doug. But now that everyone is together, and I think we have our plan, right? Are we going anywhere? Since we're not on this case anymore?
I don't even know. I'm sure Percival will let us know shortly, though.
Anywhere but here would be grand.
Yeah. I maybe sort of volunteered. I need like an hour, and then I can send a message to Master Mel, but I mean, Veronica's necromancer. She's a talented necromancer, so I think maybe Master Mel would be interested in
Thank you for that.
putting her on her wing. Yeah, of course.
Prince kind of quirks an eyebrow. Are we just gonna pawn every child we run into off to our master?
Well, I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
exactly a
that's what said
child.
this game.
I'm like 18.
That's a
Yeah.
child.
Well, look.
Oh, and how old are you?
19.
I am checking note. It's written. It's not written down. Shit. I think it was 25. 25.
Quick roll
Oh,
for age.
so
Yeah, roll for-
much older, aren't you? It's around this point in time you do arrive, Percival.
You all look to be having a fine evening. Is the
Veronica
grumpy
visibly
looking
stiffens.
halfling?
I was like, oh boy, as good as we can make it at this point.
It's like,
Good
well,
enough.
I didn't hear any disturbances and you're frowning, which means you didn't explode anyone.
The room was warded against sound.
So did anything happen?
So then you're frowning, so you didn't get to explode anyone.
She just, like,
You would be grinning if you had.
I have more restraint than that. Plus, I like this place. And I just kind of leer at Agathar. Couldn't help yourself, could you?
What?
Just widens her eyes a little. Defying what I had asked you very kindly to not do.
Look, that guy could have wiped the floor with me if he so chose, so I didn't. I was alone. Look, I didn't have.
Think, Agathar. Where are you?
Look, okay, yes, I panicked. I understand, but I didn't tell her anything.
You didn't have. You could have gone to the bar. You could have talked to the owner. You could have done a multitude of things that would have had that man on his ass on the floor outdoors. You have resources at your fingertips that you are not using. You are opting to use everything at your disposal, but not everything around you. Use your environment. This is why people who go out into the forest die.
I
Embrace the inner kobold.
Yeah, yeah, he's.
do have to agree with her.
Yeah, I know.
I keep telling you, you don't need to do everything yourself.
I know. It also didn't help that he can, cast spells. So the minute, maybe if I made a move, he paralyzed me. So there's no telling he was just. I don't know.
The moment he did that, he had signed his warrant to going behind bars. So all it would have taken is one of very many people to see something very clearly going on in front of them. And as it seems, that man's disguise and abilities were not that great, considering half the bar could make him out like a beacon amongst the rough.
Yeah, he's a human man.
know for
Yes,
a
human,
fact that I
human man.
Yeah,
I
look,
know for a fact that I saw him, and I have no idea what he looked like.
He was using magic that travelers specialize in.
look, I'm sorry. I know I messed up. I know. I'm sorry.
I am only upset that you went against what I asked you not to do. The rest of this is on you.
What's done is done.
Either way, we need to collect our things. We need to leave immediately. Once they re-arrive back at the tavern, we are making tracks.
Where are we going?
Well, I have renegotiated our deal. We have been given a missive with the signature of the sibling, so we might speak and get information. When we arrive, hopefully they will have information on how we can traverse this dungeon. And then I suppose the best way to go about solving it would be research. If I am a betting woman, and I am, I would say collecting the syllabuses of the lessons taught during the construction of that dungeon would enlighten us on many of its puzzles.
Well, could work.
You think that they remain the same?
From what I am understanding from yourself and the many retellings of your journeys through this dungeon, it seems that it is a test of one's knowledge of the arcane. This is a college of higher learning. I'm putting two and two together that the dean is a woman who very much values what she thinks is to be the peak of intelligence. The dungeon is less a dungeon and more a final exam. So if we understand what they were teaching at the time of its construction, chances are we will have a better chance of understanding the puzzles we are to go against.
Maybe I can pick Miss Ariana's brain a little bit. She might know a little bit at least. I mean, she works at the school.
That is whether or not she is allowed to do so.
Yeah, that's true. Well, technically, I'm not a student.
As well. We have paperwork that will hopefully help us.
Right.
And we are going to go meet with someone who has completed the dungeon, so they may enlighten us on its curriculum. Chances are I may be wrong, but I certainly hope that the dean saw this as an opportunity to test her students and not just boost her own her own ego.
Yeah, I mean, that's as good as we can start. It's better to ask than not at this point.
And
Alright.
and
Where-
speaking of that, Soren, Valen, Maxwell, Valen, you wake up to a bit of potion being doused on your face, and you're kind of like, ah, ah. You wake up and you look up
was
and you
too
see
close.
Soren above you, along with Maxwell.
Ugh.
Oh my god, he's dead.
Oh, that was
Man.
too close.
Well, I can see out the other side. Well,
Ugh.
how are you doing there, buddy? Oh wait, hold on. Smoker. Alright.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be seeing an annoying spirit for a bit.
Not gonna ask.
Oh, magic items.
I didn't ask. Maxwell stands up, just grabs the much limper body, and starts pulling it, kind of like shouting at the door, "Hey! Hey! Help!"
It takes like another minute or so it takes like another half a minute to a minute or so before two more city watch officials kind of like round the corner at a sprint, kind of like
He's
skidding
like
to a
pulling the
halt.
body towards the precinct door still.
Th-
Probably just like an ooze of blood just trailing behind him.
no blood.
Oh, okay.
It's all psychic.
Oh, that's fair, actually. Yeah.
Is his
Uh,
nose bleeding?
No
See, I'm not
nosebleed.
there.
What do you mean by you're not there? You're there. Oh, that's Agathar. Damn. I
Yeah,
missed
I'm
voices
there
for
in
about a half a
spirit.
minute. Uh, secretly Doug is there, so you're there too. Anyway,
Doug is all knowing.
so you kind of like the two guards that round the corner. One of them is a human, the other is a fearbolg that kind of like make their way over to you. Just the fearbolg kind of like looks at you. Officer Carmine, what happened?
Brought this guy in because he used like probing magic on somebody in the bar with no name. Regina's there, saw everything, yada yada.
Okay.
Guy on the roof over there. He like points over to the roof where Shadow Dude was. Some kind of magic. Don't ask me. You know I failed that class. Stabbed me and the two, not civilians, adventurers that I'm working with, and he points out Soren and Balin. No physical blade. Kind of made my brain hurt a lot. He like kind of sniffs. This guy's dead. This was the prisoner. I was
Alright.
bringing him.
My guess is that whoever sent to kill this guy wanted him silenced.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I can't say one way or the other, but here, let me help you get up with that body. And he just kind of like leans. This fearbolg just kind of like reaches over, grips this dude, and just like picks up his body and just like shoulders it. All right.
Thanks, Cal.
Don't worry about it. Let's get back to the precinct, I guess. And
Valen will start tapping as they're walking. Valen's just tapping away at the lantern, saying as how it's now dull. Like, light back up, you stupid ass thing.
I should probably come with, or I give my report to boss.
I mean, do what you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
You know what? I don't know. Yeah, it's fair. We're the same rank. I don't know. I'm asking you.
Anyway, so the three of you follow these two guards as they make their way down to the precinct, kind of like making their way inside and depositing the body onto a gurney that gets hauled out for him. And that person just gets hauled away to the mortician. As he just kind of like looks over, as the guards look over to you, and Cal just kind of like gives you a thumbs up. All right, Carmine, you on in. We'll give our report afterwards.
He pats his way in. Kind of not meekly, but definitely knowing his place, quote unquote.
All right. So, you guys make your way into the precinct, and the officer behind the front desk goes, "Oh hey y'all! Oh my! Y'all looking real bad right now. Y'all look like you done had the life sucked right out y'all."
Yeah,
I
not in a good
mean-
way either.
Thanks for noticing.
Well, I know what could put the rose back in your cheeks. And he pulls out from behind two things. One's a little clipboard and just like slapping it down. Paperwork and donuts. The other's a big little box of donuts that he kind of like opens up. What y'all think?
Soren's eyes are, of course, drawn towards the donuts, but he's like, you know what? I think I've had enough today. I just feel like I'm gaining weight eating these things.
I'll do my paperwork.
Ah, well, that that rumor's that's inconsequential, I assure you.
As a officer in the background breaks their chair. And
Dadgummit.
He mutters something about allergy cross-contamination to himself.
All right, so I would imagine you guys each fill out your respective, aftermath reports of like, this is what happened, this is what we were doing, and then so on and so forth.
Yep.
When the three
I
of
didn't
you,
know.
sorry, go ahead.
They put this note, I don't know what the fuck happened after I got knocked out. Have fun.
All right. Well, once the three of you finish filling out your reports and you kind of like turn your paperwork in, the desk work kind of just like looks to you guys just and goes, "Well, I'm assuming y'all want to be seeing the police chief."
Me at least. I don't know about y'all.
I'd like to ask her a question if I could.
Sure thing.
And you, Valen?
I'm just here for. I got no questions whatsoever.
Here so I don't get fined.
All right then.
I
Based.
Well then, y'all go on down. So each of you guys kind of like makes your way down through the hallways of the precinct and eventually into the police chief's office. Making your way in, she kind of looks up from her paperwork, the reports you just filled out. So, the three of you again. From the report you filled out, this man may be connected to the case.
perhaps I really don't know much. The rest of our party probably knows more.
Well, hopefully he is. We're
Oh, what are you
going.
talking to me?
Hopefully he is, and we weren't holding some random dime merchant from Tarandria as he gets assassinated on Vitrium soil.
Well, as noted from my report, Percival, the woman that either I was assigned to her or she to me, I can't tell at this point, was
You
in
were assigned
fact
to her.
targeted by magic. Was in fact targeted by magic. Regina saw fit to have him taken out of the bar regardless, even before that. So
Mm-hmm.
there was in fact malicious intent in his actions. I would also like to note his peculiar choice of clothing, which, although it might be in fact warding off against said assassination, should be kept into account, I believe. And also for the fact that when I tried to use detect thoughts, he had this really friggin' weird song, I suppose, playing out. Garlic doesn't remember, but Maxwell's keen mind, because I knew he
Yep.
would remember.
It's just a
So
litany of random questions.
He'll like probably just have it like a few verses jotted down and just kind of slide it to her with a large toe bean.
In fact, let me just post the And let me just post all that you would have heard during your time. And this goes for Percival as well.
Oh, it's big.
Oh, yes.
Holy shit, that is big.
So yeah, that, I don't know what it means. Maybe it's some weird voodoo shit. Don't ask me.
I, out of character, recognize one of those lines.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So yes. That is the, that is from the riddle song that you remember. It's from what you've heard. And she kind of like looks at it and she just rolls her eyes. Of course. Wonderful. Great.
Yeah, he gives like a go on motion.
It doesn't matter. He's dead. And considering the lack of certain things on his person, he was an outcast from them anyway.
Traveler.
Considering the nature of the magic you described, considering that particular litany, yes.
How does one get outcast from them by being actually reasonable?
I do not know. But what I do know is that if this person is an outcast from the travelers, then, well, they were no friend to Vitrium. The travelers may be irritating to deal with, but they are benign in nature.
Okay. Well, what's done is done.
Plus, it wasn't you that killed him.
I agree. Sword, what was your question?
Oh, hi, Chief. So I was wondering, would it be a little too presumptuous to ask for another favor on top of what you're already giving us for our help with the syndicate here, with the crimes happening here?
What? Ask your favor, and I will determine if it is worth to give it or not.
Well, he kind of like slowly like shuffles towards the desk and then goes, and puts a hand behind his head and he goes, I'm looking for two people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if they've passed through Deepwood. I figured the law enforcement would be the best people to tell me, and maybe they would know.
Names?
Dark and Mela.
Last names?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Repeat them again.
Dark and Mela.
Mark and Mela?
Tark.
Card.
Tark.
Torque.
Tark. Starting with a T.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't catching that at all. So Torque and Mela.
Yeah.
Got it.
Tark and Tark and Mayla.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Tark and
As in General Tarkin.
Tark and Mela. Well, those names don't ring a bell to me, but then again, if they were law-abiding citizens, I don't see why they would. I will hand these off to the college and see if I can't get some divination. If I can't get a bit of divination done for it. Why are you seeking these individuals?
They, I feel they might be important to me. Figures from a long time ago that I haven't seen in a long time.
What does a 32 insight give her?
Jeez.
A 32 insight, basically, like he's telling the truth. Like she can tell from that these two people are they're simultaneously important to him, but unknown to him.
Hmm. Fair enough. I will locate them.
You, the DM, should already
Yes.
the DM should already know who they are.
Yes. Fair enough. It's fine. I will see what I can do. If they have passed through the city, then I will locate them.
I'm kind of kicking myself for not thinking of doing this earlier.
Well,
I appreciate.
you know what they say about hindsight.
Yeah, generally only comes to the smart, and I'm not that. Well, I
That's
appreciate
not
your
what they
help.
say about hindsight. What?
Well, Soren's not very socially adept. He's
No,
been wandering
that's Maxwell. He's like muttering to himself like a
Oh.
dick.
Oh,
And, Maxwell,
Yeah, what?
I'm glad you're okay.
You know how it is, Mom. It's nothing. Stretches out. Flexes a little bit.
She sighs.
But I really should get going. Got my job. You know how it is. Working.
so
Yes, I
Maxwell,
do. Now leave.
roll a perception.
Perception? Hell yeah.
Yeah, and the boss can roll this too if she wants.
Oh boy, I bet she could roll a good perception.
72.
Ooh.
What was it? 32.
No, it's a 15.
Oh, okay. The moment he refers to her as mom, there's a visible reaction out of Soren,
Bro, I'm
and
joking. She's not
he
my
tries
mom.
to hide it.
What
Ew.
race is she?
She's a Yanti.
Or like Mom T.
Ah, I like that one.
Inciting
Good one.
emotion.
Yeah.
Let's see. 26, Soren.
What's that for?
Inciting that emotion you gave. You can DM me what it is. You need to explain out loud because it's not a player.
I don't know. Should I DM? I mean, should I DM? Yeah, I'll DM it.
All right. If anyone else would like to insight Soren's emotion, Mr. Maxwell, you certainly can.
I'll flip a coin. One is no, two is yes. Sure. Pink. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Let's see. What would he get with an 11?
For shits and giggles.
Ooh.
There's a clear
Yeah,
connection.
baby.
There's a clear connection between the two people that he's looking for, and the word mom.
Mommy. Sorry. Maxwell will say nothing.
Neither will Valen.
So that's that.
Okay. What time is it? In character.
I'm gonna say late afternoon, like around
Alright, yeah.
evening.
Okay. Seriously though, we probably should end up heading back. Percival might actually lose it. I want you guys to walk in first.
All right. Well, the three of you are dismissed. I will have your information for you by the time you return from Morningwood,
Thank you. I
Mr.
appreciate it.
Wanderwind.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you for working on this case. Maxwell,
Yeah.
you do not need to follow them. You can stay here. We actually have need of you.
Yeah, no problem. Is that my being officially taken off the case?
You're still on the case, but you're not following them because they are no longer on the case.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I forcibly removed you from the party.
Yeah.
There's been a change in blunts.
Die.
New management. I demand
She
new management.
I have changed the deal. Pray I do not change it again.
she actually indicates to a seat. Maxwell, if you'd be so kind, actually, just take a seat there.
And Soren's walked out of the room.
Yep.
Seeing that, she wants to speak with him privately.
Maxwell turns for a brief moment, does like a holy sign, and then sits down.
All right.
My pension.
Valen and Soren, I'm gonna go with you two first as you kind of like make your way back out and back to the bar with your name. So, who walks in first?
Soren can lead the way. He was probably taking point just to make sure that nobody jumps the two of them.
Yeah. Valen's not even using any more spell slots. Like it's close to taking a long rest.
Is Soren's,
done with
is
this
Soren's
shit.
painting still... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said almost done with this shit.
Is Soren's painting still on the table?
Almost done. I don't know
Uh,
what you're talking about.
Yes, it is.
So he walks up to it and picks up the calligraphy brush again, dabs it in black ink, and goes, I think that's good enough. And he signs it, and then puts the marker down, like dusts his hands off, then picks the picture up and tears it into many different pieces, and stuffs it in his bag.
Oh.
Oh no.
Um.
So,
Are we ready to go or what?
as long as we could sleep.
Well, that is all dependent on you and whether or not you can sleep on a gondola.
Well, sleep sounds good right now, actually.
Oh, by the by, don't have to worry about that fellow that we escorted out.
I
Oh,
would hope not. Police should
Ever.
take care.
you killed him?
Not us exactly.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Hence why I tore that picture up.
I
Wait.
see.
It no longer serves a purpose.
So they're not against murdering their own. That must mean their numbers are rather swollen.
I'm guessing. Or they just
Well,
didn't want to take a chance. Either way, I think we might have to drag you along. As Valen looks at Veronica.
Yeah, I was gonna go with you anyway.
Yeah. To explain that, so
She is
where-
being pawned off on Master Mel.
I wouldn't say.
I mean, Mel,
Is it not an apt description?
you're right?
More like a. Whatever.
Have you asked Mel about this?
I'm going to. I had used all of my third tiers. If I get an hour, then I'll ask her. I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't want a new apprentice, but you know.
It is the volume, not the quality we are speaking of at the moment.
Any idea what you want to say? Like,
Oh.
I think I got enough magic in me
Oh.
for one message.
Halt, stop me if you don't mind. Can we do this on the gondola, as we are moving out of the city at great speed?
You know what? Agreed.
Yeah, should probably get out of here.
Good. I have locked up the caravan and done my best to stable Crackers 3.
Fucking Crackers 3.
Senor Crackers numero tres.
See. So we make our way to the gondolas, I would assume, unless anyone has anything they want to do or say before we leave.
Not that I can think of.
You get a hearty you get a hearty goodbye. I hope you come back from, Regina and co.
Regina, if you could, I'm unaware if you feel like being generous, but if anyone goes sniffing around that caravan, who is it, myself or the blue one? Assume they are there to try and steal something from it.
Well, I certainly don't let anyone steal anything from my patrons.
Very kind of you. Thank you. And we skedaddle then.
All right. Well,
I hand off the missive saying we get free reign of the gondola and we can go.
okay. You don't need to you don't exactly hand off the missive. You have to go there first.
Oh, okay, so there's
Oh.
a chance that we're gonna have a bad time.
So, you
Think I made it
guys
to the gondola.
make your way through the streets into the gondola. And I'm going to need everyone to roll perception checks.
I knew I probably should have healed.
16.
17.
17, 18, 17, 16. All right.
But the assassin with the 34 stealth.
Finish off what he failed. Is off to finish off what he failed to do. Kill the cleric.
Nah. You guys don't see anything. And your trip through the streets of Deepwood is uneventful. As
Good.
you... What?
Good.
Yeah,
You
I'll
said
bet.
good.
Just a second. Okay. But making your way through the streets is relatively uneventful. You kind of see all the graffiti and the fading light in the distance. And when you make it to the gondola, it's around, I want to say, 6 to 7 o'clock ish. And you can hear kind of like someone saying, last call for the gondola. And as you approach the gondola itself, the gondola is not so much a one cart thing, but more so a 10 cart train that is made out of wood with various lines of this teal blue liquid kind of like flowing along the top of it and along the sides of it, with kind of like, little doors that kind of like pop out and slide open to kind of like let people in and out of it. With each car kind of like connecting to this line of vines above it, around, I want to say, 500 feet off the ground. And, yeah, about 500 feet off the ground is where the kind of like the top line is, near like these two large pillars that kind of like hold it up in a loft. and these vines stretch down from the rail itself to the train itself, kind of like hooking onto the back of it in various intervals and points. And approaching, you guys see a variety of people getting on and off the gondola. And as you guys approach, you wave your ticket at the Ticketmaster, whom is a Great Dane Inumashi, a very big boy. And he kind of like looks at it, goes, "Okay, you can go on in. Enjoy your ride on this here gondola."
Braggy.
We head up, and is there like a conduct, like someone who like meets us as we go in?
Not necessarily.
I check. Is there private cars?
Those are VIP cars, and yes, and while there are VIP cars, your ticket does not cover the VIP cars.
How much is a VIP car?
25 gold.
Eesh.
Oh my god.
I foot the bill.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do bear in mind that that is for each person.
I am paying for the car.
Oh, you're paying for the whole car? All right then.
That's what I'm saying when I ask for a VIP car, like for a private car. What did you think private car meant?
Oh no. All right then. You get the VIP car.
We head in. I look back to everyone. Lock the doors. I don't wish to be bothered, and I do not wish for anyone to come sneaking up on us. Consider it a gift.
Yeah. Quick, clink,
Or
clink.
no, someone
close
lock
all
the door.
lock.
All right then. So,
Be
you
one of the very
guys.
few times any of you see Percy sleep because she's always locked up in that caravan.
She crawl into the hat.
All right then. So you guys.
I won't say she doesn't.
Okay, so you guys each hop onto the gondola. You make your way along various train cars that I will describe next session. As you each settle in, and you feel the gondola lift up and off the ground, rising high up into the air, before a very rapid momentum is felt, a little tugging sensation, as it just starts moving, and it's dead silent in its movements while doing so. And that is where we'll pick up you guys next session. In the meanwhile, I have a guest star to write off. Max,
He is murdered in his
Put
sleep.
down.
Oh no, let me die, please.
Maxwell,
Bit.
And
as
Maxwell
you
has a
as
peaceful
you-
retirement.
take your
No.
seat down in the in the office, I'm
Retired.
gonna DM you something.
Oh,
You're fired. No pension for you.
You really want to die?
Jenkins walks out of the closet.
God. Oh my god.
That
Hmm.
Do it privately
Yeah.
and do it quick.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm genuinely worried.
I gotta.
So anyway, while they're doing that, hey
All right.
Percy, does that sound like something that you?
No.
Percy would do?
Shad,
We're
is
already
that
done.
not what you want, Shad?
So as you take your seat in your chair, Maxwell, the um as you take a seat in the chair, the chief of police walks over to the door and closes it, and she locks it. And she says, "You know, Maxwell,
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about you retiring soon."
Yeah. 282 days.
Yeah. And, well, to be frank, you've been here my entire life. Well, while I've been working here at the very least, you've been working at this precinct alongside me. One might say we have a bit of a partnership in some respects.
Yeah?
She strolls around and sits on the other side of the table. She looks good, but she has this streak of gray hair, a few wrinkles on her eye, a few wrinkles here and there. She's an older woman.
May I ask for an insight check? Or may I ask to insight check her?
By all means, go ahead.
Middle of the road.
She's contemplative. You can tell that she's very... She's being contemplative right now. It's along the same thought line of... She's kind of like looking at her hand and looking at a reflective surface on her desk that you can't quite see. And she has this realization of her, this weight on her shoulders of like, I really am very old. I've given my life to this job. I've done a lot for it. I've made my family proud, I think. However, I haven't done much for myself. So, Maxwell, I believe upon you retiring from this business, I shall also step down from the position of authority that I have. I
Yeah.
think I might go to Morningwood and visit my family. At least my siblings. Would you care to go with?
I'm fired. Maxwell's like, gives that like a whoo, like pulling like his, not hair, but ears back and like a contemplative gesture. Like squinting at her, like kind of head turned, so like one eye is just peering at her. Under what context?
Under the context of I need someone to attend a birthday. I'd rather not go stag again. And you seem amicable. Although, I would much rather you drop the mother context, at least
I think it's
until
funny.
a later point in time.
Hey yo, hey yo.
Fair enough.
Got you yourself a bona fide dommy mommy.
Nice.
Well, clears his throat. I mean, yeah, sure. How could I say no?
How indeed. Thank you, Maxwell. You are dismissed. We will speak more on this later whenever this case is closed. In fact, call it for the day and go home.
Thank you. He mutters something about like, does this count as an inappropriate workplace relationship?
You're just retired.
Not yet.
Wait, you don't work there.
Well, yeah. But
Imagine
he,
the income with both of you.
2 pensions, 2 of them. He kind of nods and gives a small, like, oddly formal bow for him before turning and heading out.
You head out, the door closing behind you, walking down the halls of this precinct that you've worked at for nearly 30 years. That limp in your leg, feeling maybe a little bit better.
Getting there.
You step outside of the precinct, down the stairs, and you look around. Tell me, does Maxwell smoke?
Does he smoke?
Maxwell dies of secondhand smoke.
Just one more for old time's sake.
You pull out the cigarette, just striking a match, lighting it, just puffing away. Cigarette in hand, strolling.
And then the blindfold.
Where do you go?
He would take like a meandering route, maybe sort of recalling his old patrol as like a rookie watch, kind of heading in a roundabout way to his small apartment downtown.
Okay.
Cutting through alleys and long known and explored corners.
Okay. You make your way down the alleyways, through a couple streets, and all the way back to your house. You open the door, step inside to your fairly mundane-looking bachelor pad, but maybe not for long.
Kind of pumps his fist to himself like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Making sure to snuff the cigarette as he goes in. Don't want the smoke to get into the walls and shit.
Mm-hmm. And once you're in there, you feel suddenly overcome by a sense of something not being right. Your apartment has always been exactly how you left it. And even now, as you look around, it's exactly how you left it, but something feels off. A moment, if you would.
He kind of like right after snuffing the cigarette, like this actually empty ashtray. He like straightens up as best he can, kind of twisting his back a little, kind of in action he probably shouldn't be doing at this age. Fiddling with his cane and just ears on a swivel. Trying to detect any discrepancy. Sort of visibly
Roll me
alert.
Roll me an investigation check.
Sure. Oh!
absolutely poetic. Are you
Oh,
fucking kidding me?
yes. I love it.
You
I love
The
dice.
dice tell the
I
story.
love
The dice
dice
tell the
so much.
story.
I love them.
you take a step forward and you look around your apartment and maybe you feel a sense of relief. Nothing's wrong. Everything is just the way it should be. And then the door to your house opens and shuts. And you're unable to turn around. You are paralyzed in this instance. And while you can't see who's there, you can feel and hear them walk forward. Step, 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 step. The padding of paw pads against the hardwood floor, and you hear a whisper. I heard a rumor that Maxwell Carmine had a heart attack in his house. And just like that, a pain racks through your body. You clutch at your chest as it beats out of rhythm. It stalls, it sputters, and then it stops. You tumble forward, gripping at something, anything, and you fumble. You collapse to the ground and onto the floor, and as your body spasms, your hand clenched against your chest, you look up, and you recognize who it is. And what is the last thoughts of Maxwell Carmine before he dies?
Hmm. Well, Maxwell Carmine would be wondering just how big that pot had gotten. That is all.
And with that, the last breath passes from your body. And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Well, Speak with Dead looks real nice about now.
Fucking real.
Farewell, sweet prince.
Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
F in chat.
Goodbye,
Imagine-
everyone. You all have a good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Good night,
Shad.
Maxwell.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Yeah,